right, good morning, guys. We made it to a Friday. Look at that.
Yo, good morning.
Show hasn't been canceled yet.
Give it the weekend.
Although I have a meeting this afternoon. No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding. What's
I
going
paid
on,
the
guys?
dues already.
Yeah. Well, you owed some after some of your comments. What's going on, Joe? It's great to have you in here.
Yeah, it's so good to be back again. You know, we got a lot of feedback from different people, and
Mostly
they're excited.
negative, so that was good.
yeah.
Thank you.
In spite what they said, we continued with the lineup we got here this morning.
Right.
So,
Right. What are you going to do? You're stuck with us.
I'm kidding. So, the zombie apocalypse, I know that was 2 days ago now, but there's no...
So far, no fallout from that.
No flesh-eating humans.
I hate to say this. I don't even want to dive too deep into this, but it's like when all the QAnon stuff was going on, and they would be like, yeah, on this date, I don't know. I'm just going to make up a date. They would be like, on September 19th, the Congress is going to decide that Donald Trump actually won the election, and they're going to certify him as the... And it would be like, okay, well, what happens on September 20th? Do you acknowledge that
You go back to normal.
Yeah, right.
Well, no, but I mean, like when it doesn't happen on the 19th, like the zombie apocalypse didn't happen Wednesday. So the people who were
Well, there is a
and I'm not
fallback
saying
date. There was a date. There's a future date that if it
There
didn't
always
work
is.
this time, it'll work on this
Right.
certain date. I forget what it was, but it was
2024. That's what it is.
something happening.
How about the possibility or Trump messing with people that he was going to consider being the House Speaker? It would have been fun just to see for about a week, to see what that would have been like.
Is QAnon gone now?
I don't know. It's is ISIS.
So
I don't
Q-
know. Stuff just disappears.
So Q was the leader of QAnon, right?
Right.
So what's the Anon?
Well,
Is it Q anonymous? Like you got to be anonymous about your
Maybe.
support of Q, or I don't know what it is. I don't even know where it came from, to be honest.
I didn't mean to go to be pulling that back up, but I just the people and Joe, you were having some fun on the air. I know that, but the people who really believed there was going to be a zombie apocalypse on Wednesday. When there wasn't a zombie apocalypse, do they go, okay, well, that was all a crazy
It'll
story.
be in 3 years when they do it next time.
Right. Just as long as you get your Patriot supply, you're all set. I think it increased sales of Patriot foods and
I know
stuff
it's
like that.
probably actually a very clever marketing
Could
technique.
Could be. You don't know. I mean, I'm no conspiracy theorist or anything.
Like
but-
the zombie apocalypse. The zombie apocalypse is coming. You may want to sell your house.
right.
Move to some land, higher elevation.
Yes,
Start
buy
spreading
properties.
that, yeah. Buy a house in the country.
So, guys, the dramatic change in the weekend, temperature coming this weekend, and the weather is what I'm trying to say. Do you guys have any plans this weekend?
Yeah, actually, I'm going to Buffalo tomorrow.
Okay.
I'm heading right into the cold weather. So
I know, it's gonna snow
comedian
there,
Cat Williams is going to be
No
there.
way.
So I'm going to see him. Yeah.
Are you
that's cool.
serious?
Yeah.
Oh, he's awesome.
Yeah,
The
it'll
little
be
guy,
fun.
right? He's a little
Yeah,
guy.
he's the guy that wasn't he in Friday or Next Friday
Yes.
or one of those movies? But he's funny guy.
I know he had that big thing, the bit about every day I'm hustling, and he's talking about you working at McDonald's, and he's like shaking the fries,
It should be a good show. I haven't been to Buffalo, well, since my last checkup. So, and I have to actually go back again next month. But I thought I'd get out there, and see the sights. I haven't been to the falls in a while. Maybe drive to the falls. I don't know.
I have never been in my 30. How old am I now? 33 years. I've never been to Niagara Falls.
Never?
And my aunts
God.
or my girlfriend's aunt and uncle live out there, so eventually I'll get out there. and see
We
the falls.
we used to, because I went to college in Buffalo, so we used to go to the falls all the time. Because if you go to the duty free and get the Molson Triple X at the time was 7.3% alcohol, and we would fill up the 1969 Dodge Polara full of cases of beer, the fraternity, and we would
Yeah.
bring them back to college and get crazy,
Yeah.
drink out of boots and
That
things.
Canadian
Oh,
beer.
my goodness.
Yeah, we shoot the boot. Well, that was a Canisius college thing, but in my fraternity, we had chapters all over Buffalo, and the Canisius chapter had this old boot, and you would if you were visiting, you'd have to pour a beer in it and shoot the boot. I mean, the boot's been around forever.
Yeah.
I
Das
did it, though.
Boot.
I did it. So as long as you can drink beer out of a boot and water out of a lead pipe in Frankfurt, you're all set. Again, no problems here.
Well, so there's
Nothing to see.
there's like the Oktoberfest style of glass boot.
Right.
but
No,
you're
this
talking
was,
an
I
actual
think
boot.
it was a Timberland or something.
Oh,
I
okay,
don't know
right.
what it was, a Carhartt boot.
Oh, really? It was with
Oh,
cloth
it
on
was
the
a
inside?
real leather boot. Yeah.
Oh, boy.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm good.
Officer, I swear they just drank out of my boot. I don't know why I smell.
Oh, God.
Andrew, weekend plans?
Oh, we're gonna have a nice dinner for my girlfriend's grandfather tonight. I'm looking forward to some asabuco.
Oh,
It
really?
sounds like you're drinking out of a boot.
No. Asabuco is no joke.
Delicious.
Yeah.
And my girlfriend's brother is a very good cook, so he's doing it up real nice. Happy birthday to Joe Alberico. And,
Pork shanks.
Yeah.
Right?
Oh,
Yeah.
delicious. And then I don't know. I'm gonna spend some time with the dog, and then do some work around the house.
Is this girlfriend thing getting serious or something?
yeah.
I mean,
Oh,
you're meeting
yeah.
the grandfather.
Oh, I've already met the grandfather.
Oh, you have? Okay. All right.
I've already met. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
It's an
why I
Italian
can wish
thing,
him.
you know.
I can wish him happy birthday on the air now.
Yeah.
You know?
That's great.
I got doubleheader tomorrow. And
Oh,
then,
that's good that
you're
you're getting the
still,
fall ball action.
fall
Still,
ball, yeah.
yeah.
Did you catch the story I told
Yeah, I
Covenant?
did. I did. That's funny
I
because
laughed so hard.
I can remember going to some of these travel games and stuff, and people would just complain because they wanted to complain because they thought they should.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's their obligation.
Right. Nobody's yelling at him. Start yelling.
Start yelling at the umpire.
Hey, this ump hasn't had any hard time today. Let's
I
give
know,
him
but
one.
aren't you supposed to yell at him?
I know.
Yeah, okay.
Right.
You know
thanks.
what? We've actually had a pretty good run when I was my son was in fall ball. The umps were great. You know, we had really good umps. We had one in particular that was just horrendous, and and I believe even the umps thought he was horrendous. And but
Yeah, but at that point, I think everybody just has to kind of accept it. You know, it's
yeah,
like, oh,
like
okay,
you
well,
got that guy.
Yeah, sometimes you get what you get. But,
Yeah.
And look, I'll be honest with you. Matter of fact, I had a couple games last weekend. I know there was at least one call I missed. I was on the big field though, all by myself, and I was doing my best. There were multiple runners on base, and ended up being a rundown on third base.
You were out of position.
I was out of position because
Yeah.
I was thinking the ball was going to go to second base, so I ended up being in the middle, kind of near the pitcher's mound, and then having to scramble. And to be honest with you, I just it's possible he was out, but it's probably just as likely the kid was safe.
Yeah.
But I
You're
punched him
human.
out.
You're human.
I gotta ask you,
You got to
do
make
you-
a call, even whether you see it or not. You got to
You
make.
got
a
to
call.
make the call,
Yeah.
definitely. But do you have ambition to go on further with the umpiring? I mean, are you thinking collegiate level maybe someday,
You
even
could.
into
Even
the
the
minors
majors.
or some?
Well, yeah. Well, I think. Okay, let's. I got.
You're young enough.
I think you have to pay an extravagant amount of money to go to one of these like Hunter Wendelstadt type schools, like some type of a program, and it's not cheap. And then I think it's like less than 5% of the people who go through that have an opportunity. The
But
college
with your
stuff, I would
personality,
consider.
though.
Yeah.
You think so?
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
absolutely.
You know, I've always wanted to be, an NFL referee
Well,
because
thanks, Joe.
no matter where you're from, you develop a southern accent when you're making the call, right? Personal foul, number 15,
Holding.
defense, holding, offense,
right.
10-yard penalty, automatic first down. You're from New York. Why do you sound like that?
Listen, all you got to do is just check out once in a while Jamie Hartman. He's a Bass Pro fisherman. He used to deliver beer with me at McCraith, and he's very southern now, just because he's a bass fisherman.
Yeah. Now.
It's
It
like
kills
the
me.
lifestyle gets you,
I'm like, stop it. You grew up right here.
There's a lot of training stuff that happens. I mean, sure, if you make more money. Once somebody did tell me though, like you do a lot of traveling. I mean, there's not a ton of
Right.
right. I mean, obviously we have a ton of
He
high
just
schools
said the
around here.
magic thing, and he didn't even realize it.
What did I say?
Depending on the money,
right.
Can't you
Depending
do
on
it for the love of the game?
Yeah.
Come on.
Well, so
Well, I do this for the love of radio because I don't do it for the money.
Well, we all know that.
and it's funny. I'm preaching to the choir here. You two
Oh,
have been sitting
God.
in out for most of the week for free.
yeah, well,
It's costing Andrew money.
Wait,
buys
I'm not
me-
getting that gift certificate, the all-in-one?
the 72 Tamer.
Damn it, Davey!
So I don't know, like I think the NFL ref gig is a pretty good gig because think about it. You've got 17 regular season games. You've got, or is it 18? Yeah, because they have the
It's
bye
18
week. So
weeks,
18, and then you get some preseason games. You make average of $205,000 a year.
Yeah, that would be
It's not
great.
bad. Plus, if you get the big show, you get the big money. You know?
The Super Bowl.
Yeah.
Smitty, go ahead.
So, can I chime in on the weekend plane since I was?
Oh,
of
yeah.
course. No, we were waiting for you to get back.
Okay, so Saturday I'm going to go to Syracuse to a card show,
Okay.
then race back, sit on my couch at 3:30 and watch Syracuse.
Which, they should have really beat Clemson.
In all
last week,
honesty,
I'm
if you're
sorry.
going to Syracuse, why don't you just stop at Tully's and get some of them tenders?
Oh, those
and-
tenders are
Yeah,
great.
the tenders or the dinosaur.
Yeah, either one. I mean, why would you race all the way back just to sit in your comfortable couch?
I know Tully's always Tully's always has a good setup for the game.
And then Sunday, watch the Bills. That's my weekend.
Who are they going to slaughter this week?
Well, they're
Jacksonville,
playing in England.
London at
Oh,
9:30.
It's a
Jacksonville.
9:30 game.
What is that? Is Jacksonville going to permanently move to London? I mean, they've got every
They're all-
game across
I
the
know.
pond.
They like it there, must be.
Well, and
Do you know any bar that has opted into the $35 open early Sunday thing
Well,
yet?
Babes at Harbor Point's going to be open at 8 o'clock.
There
Well,
you
they're
go.
always open at 8 o'clock on the weekends because they do Sunday brunch.
Well, it's good I don't drink anymore because you and I went to Babe's one time.
Yeah. And I think they got the mimosa thing during that brunch
Yeah.
or something, yeah. And then bang bang shrimp on top of that. Forget about it.
Wow.
that
Forget
sauce.
about it.
So, the average salary for an MLB umpire is $300,000 a
I
year.
mean, you do 160.
Yeah, but
something.
Yeah, but
you're look at how many games you're
Yeah.
at.
But still,
And then you could
$300K.
get dirt kicked on you and all that
I
other
know.
stuff.
You get Aaron Boone yelling at your face.
Yeah. Effing Savages at the
Yeah.
plate. Yeah, that was his
Yeah,
thing.
he's a great guy. Love him.
Where was I going here? If anybody knows of bars or restaurants that did get approval and that will be serving early, certainly we'd be willing to pass that on. What was the other thing? Jacksonville. So, yeah, they've been doing the NFL Europe games for a while, and, I mean, Jacksonville's in the Europe action at least once every year. I think there is talk that they would, if they did put a team in London, it might be Jacksonville.
Really?
Well, you got
I
already.
don't-
You already have Tampa Bay and Miami.
Yeah,
right.
right. So what do you need?
I would say, though, I don't know. I don't think this is imminent. I mean, could you imagine the travel schedule?
No, it would be awful.
I know if you had half your games.
Yeah, like
Your
let's say
home
you
stadium
had
is-
a Sunday game and you have to go to London and then a Thursday
Thursday
night
night game.
game
Oh, my
back
gosh.
in Texas or something or
Or
wherever.
or in your say you go to play the Raiders or
Yeah.
the Chargers or something.
Yeah, forget that.
Yeah, it is quite a trip, and obviously teams have to make adjustments because of the time difference, and there's a little bit of jet lag and all that stuff that goes with it. I don't think it's imminent, and to be honest with you, I don't think it's ideal. I could almost see it. I think the league, I don't know, they'd have to expand or they'd have to relocate several teams, but I almost feel like they'd be better off having a division in London, right? Where, like, let's say it was Jacksonville, then they would come over, maybe play like a month of games, 4 or 5 games here, and then you'd go home and host 4 or 5 games and things like that. Right?
They've
I
got
mean,
their soccer. That's
Listen,
all right.
I know.
that's a lot of travel on a week-to-week basis, especially as you guys mentioned. Somebody's on one, Smitty. As you guys mentioned, what did you mention? I don't know.
Well,
I'm all over the place. this
travel.
morning.
You know, there's a lot of travel time,
Jet
a lot
lag.
of jet lag, a lot of nonsense.
Yeah.
you don't
So
do that.
I don't know, but Jacksonville is involved in these
Fish
games
and chips,
every
you know.
single year.
Well,
Every
that
single
would
year.
be one of the reasons why I would probably
Yeah, I know that's-
go.
I would love
'cause
it.
As long as you get that newspaper wrapped up with the fish and chips, that's nice.
Yeah.
That's nice.
So good.
Also, I was going to mention the Thursday game. I feel like the league's got this wrong. Where if you play a Thursday game, I feel like that should trigger your bye.
It could. It should. Right.
So if you're the Thursday night team,
Then that's your
Either
bye Sunday.
before or after.
Yeah.
The only 3 days off before you play again is
I mean,
crazy.
I just don't even realize there's a Thursday game because it's not on TV. I think that's where the NFL fails here. They lose their fan base. I'm not
But
paying
I
to
agree.
watch a game.
but I mean, also
but
who
you're not
does
at
it?
Amazon Prime?
No, I don't.
Yeah,
I
but
got a
that's-
Netflix because somebody gave me their password.
Right.
I got a
I think I'm
Disney
still
because
on
somebody
Andrews,
gave me
by
their
the way.
password.
Yeah. So why don't you get somebody's Amazon Prime?
I don't know anybody
Let me
that's
tell you
on
something.
it.
I'm against the TikTok. I'm against a lot of this stuff, but I do like the Amazon on occasion.
See, you
I
don't
still
like the
going to the
TikTok?
store. I don't.
Oh, I
can't
like
do
watching
it.
them.
I can't do
They're
it
funny.
because I'm a type of person where I would get nothing done. I'd be like, "Hey,
Oh, no.
Andrew, weren't you supposed to do that and pay that bill and do that thing?" Yeah, no, I was sorry. I was on TikTok.
Yeah, but if you can make money from it, I think
Yeah,
a lot
I
of these
don't think
people
that
are
I
making
could.
money.
Yeah.
Of course, most
Angelo.
of
I'm
them
not
are
that interesting.
Females and
Angelo. Last I knew, he had like a $250,000.
That's a different app.
350,000 followers.
Really?
Our intern, Angelo.
really on TikTok doing his Trump thing.
He does all kinds of
does all
things. He
sorts
does a mockery of what does he call it? It was it used to be Delilah.
I just got offered to
yeah.
get Prime. Somebody's going to give me Amazon Prime. Will. Thanks.
Oh,
Will.
There you go.
That's
Yeah.
cool.
And by the way, I should mention real quick because there's only 20 minutes till free coffee at the Post Street Stewards in Boonville. Free coffee provided by Matt and Amy GMC of Boonville. And any first responder today, we're going to buy your fritter.
Oh,
it's
for
a
Fritter
Fritter Friday.
Friday.
Because it's Fritter Friday.
Friday.
First responder Fritter Friday.
So that's
Excuse
at
me.
every Stewart.
So every Stewart's
no.
does the Fritter Friday.
Oh,
but,
right,
But
right,
the
right.
Post
But-
Street
Right,
Stewards
yeah.
in Boonville, we're giving out free coffee till 7:30. No, yeah, 7:30. And then we'll give free fritters to first responders.
Nice.
Yeah, because
Very cool.
there's a lot of guys that come through there, fire department, medical, MOVAC, all that stuff.
Nice.
You know.
And my buddy John, who I know personally, is a good friend of mine, is going to be waiting for Joe up there, Boonville.
Oh,
John.
is that the John from
Oh,
Boonville?
he was a sour grape this week, though, wasn't he?
He's a good friend of mine, which I know. I know he's listening. Hi,
What was
John.
his beef this week?
Yeah, he called you a rhino. It was over.
Yeah, he
something.
called you a rhino.
He calls you a rhino. He spelled it RHINO, which is how you spell rhino. But when
Not
they
how
talk
you
about a
spell-
rhino Republican, it's RINO, Republican in name only.
So what did I say that prompted that?
I forget what
that
it
I was.
was.
I was against that little weasel Matt Gates. Yeah.
Yeah.
That
Yes,
makes me a rhino.
yes.
I'm a rhino, I guess.
Yes. So we'll talk with Willie Waffle.
Oh, sorry, coffee's till 8:30.
Yeah, I was going to say
that's
you
kinda
said
early.
it.
Yeah, my God.
You only got 30 minutes.
get it while you can. No,
Free
no, till
coffee.
8:30.
Get it while it's hot.
Everyone already in the parking lot gets free coffee.
till 8:30. Whoops. Oh,
Okay,
God.
so 8:30. All right.
Yeah.
We'll talk with Willie Waffle coming up in just a few minutes here. Bob Cardillo, Utica mayoral candidate, 7:15. We've got Jimmy Fela, and as a matter of fact,
nice.
we're going to have almost a we're going to have Jimmy on and Oneida County Executive Anthony Picenti. We're
That'll
going
be
to,
interesting.
Tony's been on Fox twice. I think he's been on Newsmax twice. He's been on other programs.
Oh, recently because of this whole migrant thing? Okay.
Well, the migrant thing and now the homeless situation, which he called the bait and switch, which, essentially Adams wanted, or maybe Hochul too, somebody wanted to ship the migrants upstate, and several counties, including Oneida County, put in this emergency order, executive order, essentially that says, no, we have to give approval first. So then Adams said, okay, well, we'll keep the migrants and we'll ship the homeless upstate. And what they said was, we will cover, they'll give you a voucher that'll cover 70% of market rate rent for 5 years. And again, and Tony will talk about this morning. In addition, he proposed his budget yesterday. We'll spend a lot of time on that. But he said,
half a billion, right?
yeah, $500 million. What about, okay, you're going to pay the rent. What about food? What about clothing? What about health care? All these other things. And he's right. It would essentially fall on the local social services and local taxpayers to kind of cover a lot
Well,
of
don't
that
worry.
stuff.
Mayor Adams is going to Mexico. Is gone to Mexico City to solve the migrant crisis, which I think is 1,200 miles south of the border.
Well,
so.
I will say this. I give him credit for going down there. Has
No,
Joe
I know,
gone?
but I'm
Has-
saying
has
is
Kamala
that's not the
gone?
border. Okay.
No, okay.
You know, I mean,
Well, it gets to the whole. Their argument though is the root cause. We want to go to Mexico
Yeah.
City and see what's
that's
making them.
what Kamala said too.
Yeah, and we've been there before. Well, you haven't been there. No, but we've been there. What do you got? Frogs in your pocket? What do you mean? We've been there.
We've been there.
Neither her nor Joe have been down there. So
I mean, it's at a point now where you're seeing, a lot of people in these communities, these inner cities that are like, okay, we're already getting, basically the scraps, and now you're putting us at the bottom of the barrel. And I think everybody is fed up.
Yeah.
Everybody but the administration is fed up with this problem.
well, because it's a 180 on what all the rhetoric that they've spewed for years, decades. I don't know.
Yeah.
Am I overstating it?
There is solutions to these problems, though.
Yeah,
and it's called
forcing-
take out the politicians that are enforcing this. So
Or
it's
not
time
enforcing.
to head time to head to Albany and take out a few people and move on. I mean, we need to
Voting.
Yeah,
That's what-
cleanse the state here. I mean, we can all move because that's the biggest thing. People are, I'm leaving New York because I can't take it anymore. Really? How about stand shoulder to shoulder and fight for what's right in this state and take it back because it's ours. It's beautiful here. I don't want to go to Florida. I don't want to have to be one of them people that sits there, bakes in the sun, plays shuffleboard, has to worry about an alligator eating my dog. No. No.
I do like Florida, but you're right.
I love New York. I just hate the politicians in New York. It's
know.
time to take it back. You know what I say? And I've been saying this for years. Let's cut it off. Albany East. Bye.
Yeah.
Yeah, but Joe, I
That's
think
tough.
that would be trouble.
I want a tsunami. That's what I want.
A red
A
tsunami.
New York cleansing tsunami.
Yeah. Do you know the numbers? We've talked about this before. I don't know what percentage of the state is registered Democrat, but they're boy, I'll tell you, I think there's more. There are more people who are registered. Is it conservative or independent? I mean, by registration in New York, I think Republican is like 19%.
Yeah, it's crazy. Well,
and
because the cities beat us out every time.
That's the point. And the interesting thing is, come election time, when you look at the map, when the whole state is literally red, and then you got the little blue, but it's a significant
it's a very
population.
dense blue.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, because it's a city.
I want to mention a couple of other things. I touched on this in the news. Coming up this weekend, Syracuse is having some old-time gamers convention. Where did I do my story?
Old time,
like
they're bringing
a
in
convention of old video games and stuff.
I think so. Yeah, it's video game lovers. Okay, video game lovers from all across Northeast.
Galaxian.
Even Canada will be in Syracuse. Retro
Galaga,
Game Con.
isn't it?
Yeah, I love that one.
Yeah.
It's,
Retro Game Con happening at the On Center.
but Galaxian was a game too back in the day.
Okay, just making sure.
Let's see. They got
Donkey
tabletop
Kong.
games,
yeah.
vendors, and presentations. Tabletop games.
Like foosball.
Yeah, okay.
No,
Well,
no. They have those little. You remember Pac-Man used to be in a table and you could sit.
Yeah, I have this at my house. My son and I play this sometimes. It's got
Yeah,
the
I've seen
airplane
those.
game. Is it Galaga? Galaxa?
Yeah.
Whatever? Galaxia?
Well, see, I think
there
there's
is
both, right?
too. There's Galaxian and Galaga. And the Galaga is where you get your fighter captured and you can shoot the double fighters.
Yes.
Yeah,
yes,
that's great.
That's what I've got.
It's one of my favorites. First started playing that at Thurston's Bowling Alley back in 1979. I think.
I don't want to.
The retro plug from Joe Lode.
I don't want to forget to mention this. The Riggy Run is going on this weekend.
Oh yeah, that's cool too.
To benefit Citron and the military programs that they have over there, Smitty.
The Cheese Festival in Little Falls is tomorrow.
That's this week. Oh, that's
Oh,
tomorrow.
no kidding. No kidding.
Nice.
Maybe we'll send a text out to Mark Blask, and maybe we can get info on that.
So if you want to have your mind blown with the Galaga Galaxian type thing, Galaga is the 81 fixed shooter arcade video game developed and published by Namco. It was released by Midway Manufacturing. It is a sequel to Galaxian. So Galaxian came first.
Yeah, I have Pac-Man and then 1 and 2 of this game, whatever it's called.
Yeah.
Joining us now on the phone for the latest on the border situation and the tax situation in New York is Willie Waffle. Good morning, Willie.
Well, good morning.
Well,
what can I tell you? Taxes are out of control, and, there's all sorts of talk about building a wall again.
Oh boy. Well, listen. I mean, Willie has a firsthand experience living in the swamp. You did for several years, right, Willie?
Oh, God, yeah. No, I lived in D.C. for a long time. I was involved in politics for a while. It's a horrible, horrible place, let me tell you something, guys. I love the city, and I loved the city before it changed. I mean, when I first went to D.C., it was the 1990s, and, it was the traditional Washington, D.C., and it was all about government. And honestly, I saw the change. Like, I saw it get a lot uglier over the years, and I saw the city changing, and it wasn't what it was when I first moved down there, which was very sad to me. But life goes on.
Things change, unfortunately.
Yeah.
The way we're consuming many of our movies and series and entertainment, that has changed over time. As a matter of fact, we were just talking to Joe about he doesn't watch Thursday Night Football because it's on Amazon Prime,
But now he'll get the
everything-
passwords like he does for everything else. So he's good to go now.
share the
As long as
password.
I can,
man.
as long as I
They're
can
all-
watch my Stranger Things on Netflix, I'm fine.
Yeah.
True, but they're all cracking down on the passwords, man. Disney Plus is going after people in Canada as practice to come after the people in America. Netflix has been going after people. I got to imagine, Prime Video's next. Amazon's got to be next.
Yeah, it has to
Well,
be.
Netflix, I can't get it on my TV, but I still get it on my phone.
Yeah, well, Hulu actually, and so Willie, we've been because my girlfriend and I have exhausted literally every Netflix show, I think, and the writer's strike is really not great because we're getting caught up on all these series. Like we just finished Only Murders in the Building on Hulu,
I
which
love
is
that.
awesome. If you have not watched that show, you have got to watch that show. We just started the 9 Perfect Strangers series, which is kind of odd, but you get to a point where you're getting caught up with these series now, and then it's like, yeah, they're going to renew the season, but when?
Well, yeah, and that's the big problem right now. I mean, at least with the writers back, they're able to start writing scripts. They're able to start getting episodes down on paper, and the idea is when the actors strike is over, they will try to resume production as fast as possible.
So the writers strike is over?
Yeah, the writers strike is over.
I didn't know. I didn't realize that.
They cut their deal.
Okay.
Yep, they cut their deal, and writers are back to work, and all your big TV shows, they're starting to produce scripts. So as soon as they get the actors back, they'll be able to go into production. But there'll be a lot of fighting going on, because a lot of crew people have made other commitments. Other people behind the scenes have made commitments, and there's going to be a big fight over who gets to go first. Guys like The Rock, he's got probably 3 or 4 projects that got backed up because of this. Well, who gets to go first? The one that was actually scheduled for January, or the one that didn't get produced over the summer because of the strike? So you'll see a lot of that. But there was one side story about the writer's strike that I read yesterday that kind of made me laugh, and I'll share it with you guys. Drew Barrymore was going to try to come back before the writer's strike was settled, and faced a lot of flack, had a lot of protesters out there, and decided after, having her image just absolutely destroyed that she would delay until the writers came back. Well, now the writer's strike is over. She reached out to her 3 writers who are members of the Writers Guild of America, and they said, yeah, we're not coming back. Have fun.
Oh, my God.
Wow.
You know what?
Yeah.
I don't blame Drew Barrymore, though, for wanting to come back because, not for nothing. Enough's enough with all this striking nonsense.
Well,
everybody's
I will say,
striking
though,
now.
The AI stuff is scary, though. That does need to be addressed.
Yeah.
Because they will take your voice or your image or whatever it might be, or your, reciting movie lines, whatever the case might be. I do think there needs to be a legitimate protection in there. I mean, let's be honest. There's nothing that stops AI from mimicking Andrew's voice or your voice, and we don't even have to bring you in.
Sometimes I think I hear my voice on stations. Like I think they already did. They mimicked me. I do. I really do. Somebody came in to me and said, "You were on that station the other day doing that commercial." I said, "That wasn't me." And they're like, "It sounded just like you." I think they're copying me already.
Willie, am I right about that?
No, I completely agree. I think that, while the strike is always about money,
Yes.
The AI component is what's really been driving a lot of this with the writers and with the actors. The actors are worried that, they will be deep faked for the rest of their lives. I mean, a guy like Tom Cruise, when he passes away, they'll just create the computer Tom Cruise, and he'll still be doing Mission Impossible 25 years from now. And he's going, first of all, I don't want some other company other than my family making money on me. So that's going to be a problem. And B, why would I allow my image and my likeness to be put into projects that maybe I wouldn't have supported or I didn't want to be a part of? So there is a lot of that protection that's going on. They are thinking down the road about the money and about their images.
I can't believe that studios would actually consider doing that. I mean, I guess.
Are you kidding me?
Yeah,
For
I mean,
free?
They're
You don't
doing
have to
it now.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
I mean, seriously, look at some of the Star Wars movies. They've brought back actors in computer form to play characters because they were prequels or they were telling some story from the past. I mean, there is a lot of fighting about that. Heck, the Rolling Stones, Mick Jagger's already said, hey, when we're gone, who says there can't be a hologram version of the band that's out there touring and
when
making
we're gone
money?
in 30
I
years, you can't use us anymore.
So with all this going on, do you have some recommendations for what we can take in this weekend?
Oh, absolutely. I mean, there's a few things going on. Out on Netflix, this has been like the #1 movie all week long. It's kind of interesting. It's called Reptile, and this stars
I've heard about
Benicio
that.
del Toro. Yeah. He's this detective in this town where a real estate agent, sorry, Andrew, has been murdered brutally.
Oh, God.
Yeah, and he's investigating it. And while they think they found the actual criminal, they found the actual killer, he's not so sure, and he starts digging, and he's digging further, and he's digging further, and what he finds is very, very bad for many, many people all around him. And so, that's a good kind of mystery. I think it takes a little time to get going, to be honest with you. I felt like, they spend a lot of time trying to establish that, he has a dark past that they kind of don't really talk about as much as they could. They try to make the town seem a little bit more sinister than maybe it is. I mean, there's a lot of wasting time until we actually start getting into the meat of the mystery and the meat of what's really going on behind the scenes. I'm going to say 2.5 waffles, though. I think it's worth it, even though it's a little bit over 2 hours.
So Justin Timberlake's in that one, too, isn't he?
Yeah, Justin Timberlake plays the boyfriend of the murdered real estate agent and the prime suspect.
Dun, dun, dun. What else we got?
What else we got? Loki came back on Disney Plus. If you were a big fan of that, that is back now. And in this version, they just really basically picked up where they left off with the last season. He is now jumping through time, trying to stop the evil one who has been manipulating time and destroying lives all along the way. And the real star of this is Ki Kwan. If you remember him from Everything Everywhere All at Once, he plays kind of the Q of Loki's TVH organization, and he is just hilarious, just with all of his deliveries and all of his excitement and all the little things that he kind of contributes. It makes, I think, the whole series work. I'm at 3 waffles right now, and can't wait to see where they go with the rest of the series.
I love it.
And then, it is almost, we're in October now, spooky season as they call it. There's that new Exorcist movie is it out already? Was it released already?
Oh, God.
Have you seen it?
Yeah, no, it's been brought out, yeah. And, it seems like Halloween season started like somewhere in mid-August, doesn't it?
Yeah, right.
And just, here we are this week. The Exorcist Believer, which was supposed to come out next week, but they saw that they were going to be going up against Taylor Swift and went, nope, no thanks, we'll come out a week early. That's fine by us. And so it is a sequel to the original Exorcist, although they should just call it a carbon copy because it really is just a duplicate of what we saw in the past. Little girls have become possessed. They're acting crazy. There's going to have to be an exorcism. They even brought back Ellen Burstyn, for God's sake.
God.
Playing her character, now as somebody who advises families that are facing what she faced in the original Exorcist. There's nothing shocking about it anymore. There's nothing surprising about it anymore. I mean, you just can't capture The Exorcist again the way it was captured in the 70s and what it became culturally. I'm going 1 waffle for The Exorcist Believer.
Can you tell me, I thought I saw this, and I saw maybe it was just a flash of coming maybe next year or something. Did you hear anything about a Hocus Pocus 3?
Yeah, there may actually be something in the works right now. They took it to Disney Plus last year, Hocus Pocus 2. Disney Plus was happy with the results. They felt they gained some subscribers and they gained some viewing time. And, yeah, they are investigating a Hocus Pocus 3. Now, that would probably be next year at Halloween if they make it happen. But my understanding is all 3 of the ladies have said, yeah, let's do it again because,
awesome.
the money's pretty good. I'd do it again, too.
Willie Waffle, we look forward to this segment each and every week. Appreciate your time as always, and I hope you have a great weekend, man.
Hey, you too. Next week we're going to talk about the fall of the House of Usher on Netflix.
All right.
Oh, boy.
All right. I'm looking forward to it, as always. Willie Waffle, have a great day.
You too.
See you, Willie.
That's Willie Waffle, who we get the latest on what to watch and what to avoid, I guess, on whether it's Netflix streaming in the movie theaters or whatever it might be. WIBX 950 Utica, Rome. We're through hour 1. It's 7 o'clock.
Jim Jordan gets a boost. I'm Dave Anthony, Fox News. The House Judiciary Committee chairman, who's now running for House Speaker, endorsed by former President Trump.
Posting on social media, he's strong on crime, the borders, the military, and the Second Amendment. Representative Jordan earlier telling Fox's Hannity,
someone's got to be able to come forward, unite the Republicans around our message, around what we're doing for the American people, and go take that message to the country and deliver it in a compelling, succinct way, which I think I can do.
The House is expected to vote on a replacement for ousted Speaker Kevin McCarthy next week.
That's Fox's Jack Callahan. The House Majority Leader Steve Scalise is also a candidate for Speaker. A woman imprisoned in Iran for advocating women's rights there has won the Nobel Peace Prize. Nargis Mohammadi, the Nobel Committee chair's Berit Rees Anderson, says they're honoring Mohammadi in a growing protest against oppression in Iran.
Many have described what has happened during the last year as a revolution.
The Biden administration is taking another step to dealing with a record surge of illegal immigration, planning to resume deporting Venezuelan migrants. Not long after extending temporary protected status to Venezuelans who came here illegally before July 31st. Meanwhile, Homeland Security Secretary Alejandro Mayorkas insisted while in Mexico,
there is no new administration policy with respect to the border wall.
Despite planning to build up to 20 miles of wall in Texas, restarting construction, President Biden stopped. He claims he didn't want to build a new wall, but by law he had to.
And now his own party is turning on him. New York Congresswoman Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez leading the progressive pushback, saying, quote, the Biden administration was not required to expand construction of the border wall, and they certainly were not required to waive several environmental laws to expedite the building.
That's Fox's Brooke Sigmund. Cortez is calling on the Biden administration to reverse course. America's listening to Fox News.
Identity theft shows no signs of slowing down. In fact, more than $29 billion were stolen last year alone. That's a criminal success story and a wake-up call for everyone else. It can be dangerously easy to steal your identity. LifeLock makes it easy to help protect yourself if you become a victim. A dedicated U.S.-based restoration specialist will work to fix it. Join now and save up to 25% your first year with my name, Clay, as your promo code at LifeLock.com, promo code Clay.
All right, this just in, Pure Talk just added more 5G data to every plan and is now including a mobile hotspot with no price increase at all whatsoever. Just $20 a month for unlimited talk, unlimited text, and now 50% more 5G data, plus you get mobile hotspot. Start saving today. Go to puretalk.com, enter the promo code Sean, S-E-A-N, to make the switch to Pure Talk, and you do it now, you'll save an additional 50% off your first month. That's puretalk.com, promo code Sean.
We have cloudy skies, 62 degrees. Good morning. I'm Jeff Manaske, WIBX News Time, 7:03. And this news update is brought to you by John's Mobile Home Parts and Accessories in Oriskany Falls for all of your mobile home needs. It's worth the trip. Visit johnsmobilehomeparts.com for more information. We are once again dealing with a story of a missing person. The Oneida County Sheriff's Office is asking for help from the public with finding a 24-year-old missing woman. Madeline Fior of Marcy has not been seen since Tuesday afternoon when she left her home. Deputies say that the young woman's cell phone was left at her house. Her vehicle is gone, though. Family members and friends have not heard from her since Tuesday afternoon. She has not been to college classes since then or contacted work. Fior drives a 2013 Buick Verano. You can find that vehicle and the New York license plate on our website. You can also find a picture of Madeline Fior on our website or on the WIBX 950 mobile app. After extensive negotiations, St. Joseph's Health and United Healthcare have finally reached an agreement on a new contract. The deal between the hospital and insurance company is good news for about 20,000 patients who will now once again be considered in-network. Those with United Healthcare saw a change in their insurance status back in July. Any services received after the old contract expired will now be retroactively processed as in-network. Video game lovers from all across the Northeast and Canada will be spending their weekend in Syracuse. Retro Gamer Con is happening at the On Center. The event, which was established in 2013, is set to feature things like tournaments, tabletop games, vendors, and also presentations. More information at retrogamercon.com. I mentioned the Riggy Run is going on this weekend to benefit Citron. We'll be talking about that coming up here in just a few minutes. And one more if you feel lucky. I've got the odds for this as well, guys. We'll go over the odds. The Mega Millions and Powerball jackpots keep surging and have now surpassed a combined $1.7 billion. The prize up for grabs in Mega Millions tonight is $350 million. The prize for Powerball is now at $1.4 billion. The cost to play each game is $2. Both drawings are streamed online. Go ahead.
Well, I'm just saying. Are you going to pick a number or not?
I don't think I am.
Yeah, I know. See, I just don't have
Quick
that
pick,
appeal.
Quick pick.
You know, if there was a sale going on, at Dick's Sporting Goods or something, I might jump on that. But
yeah.
I'm not buying a lottery ticket. I'm not contributing. Sorry. You will get no money from me.
WIBX news time is 7:06. We got a change in the weather coming this weekend, guys. Here's what we can expect later today.
Eyewitness News Chief Meteorologist Craig Flint in the WIBX Weather Center. Today, partly sunny early, then mostly cloudy, breezy, not as warm. A few showers developing by late afternoon, high 72. Tonight, mostly cloudy, showers, low 57. Tomorrow, cloudy, windy, cooler, some locally heavy rain in the morning. Rain tapers to spotty showers late with some gradual clearing by evening, high near 65. For more on your local forecast, tune to Eyewitness News at 6 on WUTR. I'm meteorologist Craig Flint on WIBX 950 and 106.9 FM.
Good morning in sports. Well, last night was proof that there is such a thing as any given Sunday or Thursday. The Chicago Bears opened up Week 5 with a 40-20 rout of the Washington Commanders on Thursday Night Football in Landover.
Now, keep in mind they were playing Washington, though.
No, but don't say that because Washington is not the team of past years. I mean, they kept up with an
now
Eagles
they're called
team.
the Commanders.
Justin Fields, sick and tired of losing, having 282 yards and 4 touchdown passes. If you had him in ESPN Fantasy League, most likely on the bench, you left 33 points on that bench. The Mets are searching for a new GM. Former GM Billy Epler resigned Thursday. Epler said in a statement he wanted the team's leadership to get a clean slate with the recent hiring of President of Baseball Operations David Stearns and firing of manager Buck Showalter. The 48-year-old was hired in late 21 after the Mets fired Zach Scott, the interim general manager, who had been charged with DWI but later was found not guilty. Chicago Bears legend and NFL Hall of Famer Dick Butkus passed away at the age of 80. The team released a statement on X, formerly known as Twitter, from the Butkus family, saying he died peacefully in his sleep at his Malibu, California home. The linebacker spent his entire career with the Bears after being drafted by the team in 65. He made the Pro Football Hall of Fame in 79, his first year of eligibility.
Wasn't he on Webster?
He was on a few different shows. That's not one
He
of the
was
ones that...
no. He was the father on Webster, I think.
Yeah.
Hang on. Smitty's saying no, he wasn't. No, he wasn't.
No, he wasn't, Joe.
No, he wasn't.
It was Alex. It was Alex Callis who played for the Pittsburgh Steelers.
You got to put
Your
your
mic's
mic
not on.
Sorry.
He's turning his own mic off.
I know.
He looked like the dad on Webster.
Oh, I
but
thought he
wasn't.
was.
Smitty,
No,
what'd you
but
say
he
again?
was.
Dick Butkus played on Hang Time on NBC. Go ahead and make fun of me. I used to watch Hang Time on Saturday mornings. It was on before Saved by the Bell. And then once Dick Butkus left, they brought in Reggie Theus to be the coach.
So he's also been in such films as The Longest Yard, Gremlins 2, The New Batch, and Any Given Sunday. He was also a regular character on MacGyver and Hang Time, as Smitty said.
Alex Karras, who was actually a former NFL player himself.
Played for the Pittsburgh Steelers.
Yes.
Oh, well, there you go. There's the tie.
But he kind of does look like Dick Butkus a little bit.
Yeah.
Got that same style mustache and
Must be
the
a
hair
70s
parted.
thing.
A couple more local NFL stories quickly. Giants offensive lineman Evan Neal hoping he can repair the relationship between he and the fans. Head coach Brian Daboll said he spoke with Neal about his criticism directed at Giants fans and noted that the right tackle was regretful. He did apologize. And a war of words.
Wait, he was regretful for taunting the fans or for missing 9 blocks? Was that
There was some
feel worse
combination
about?
of
Both.
And then a war of words will come to an end on the field Sunday afternoon with the Denver Broncos hosting the New York Jets. And former Broncos head coach Nathaniel Hackett, the green and white, are rallying around their new offensive coordinator after Denver's new head coach criticized him during training camp. Sean Payton told USA Today in late July that Hackett's 15-game tenure last season was, quote, one of the worst coaching jobs in the history of the NFL. And then Sean Payton went to Denver. Yuck.
Oh.
Ouch.
So I've never been a fan of Sean Payton, so it's kind of enjoyable to see his team do absolutely awful.
I actually liked Sean Payton. As he's former Giants offensive coordinator. And I will say this, though. I believe... Was he the head coach during the whole?
Oh yeah,
the whole Bounty Gate.
Bounty Gate, yeah.
Yeah, he was.
The biggest game though to watch though this Sunday. You know what that is?
Yeah.
The boys.
Listen, all you have
against
to
the
do,
Niners.
all you have
that's
to
a
do,
good
because
game,
now
man.
we got fantasy on the top of mind here. You have to stop McCaffrey.
Yeah,
Not
I know. He's
allow him to. I mean, he had
I
4
think our
touchdowns
defense-
last week.
I think our defense can do it. Because that's about the only thing that's playing very well right now.
The other thing, we mentioned this yesterday. Andrew was giving me a hard time about, New York Giants and Jets are actually not even located in the state. And I said there were several teams that are not close to the area. Well, they're somewhat close, but they're not actually in the area. They say they represent. Miami's one of them.
Miami,
They kept saying the Chargers. It was actually the 49ers. They're 40 minutes from San Francisco.
Got it.
That's what the deal is.
49 minutes, I think.
It might could be.
Depending on traffic.
But again, my counter argument was at least it's in the same state.
We're moving on. WIBX News Time 7:11. Busy show. Busy rest of the show coming up here. We got a lot of guests. Bob Cardillo, Utica mayoral candidate, is in the building. We'll chat with him next. First News Keeler in the morning on WIBX.
And Mike Carl's, we've cleaned out our warehouses to make room for new arrivals. You save big. 50% off high-end mattresses, plus same-day delivery. Mike Carl's in the backside of the New Hartford Shopping Center.
Hi, this is Rob Hilton of Hilton Estate and Elder Law with important information that you should know about planning for nursing home care. Well, the best way, of course, is to plan ahead. The key is to make sure that you make decisions far ahead of the time that you need a nursing home. Getting the basic pieces in place, including power of attorney, healthcare proxy, will, trust, all those things, and working closely with your family to make sure you're organized and ready to go in case the worst happens. You should also know there are strategies you can employ, even if you currently have a loved one in a nursing home. When there's a crisis and someone's entered a nursing home, there are things we can do to act very quickly to protect some of the assets. It really does require that an elder law attorney be involved because the techniques that are used are very technical in nature. To find out more about strategies to protect your loved ones through proper estate planning, contact us at Hilton Estate and Elder Law. Call for more information and to schedule an in-person meeting to answer your questions.
Hilton, you know the name, they know the law. Hilton Estate and Elder Law.
Hi, folks. This is Congressman Brandon Williams. As your representative in Congress, if you need help with the IRS, the VA, or Social Security, I want you to give my office a call. I can help cut through any red tape and make sure you're being treated fairly. To receive assistance with any federal agency, please call my Syracuse District Office at 315-233-4333. 315-233-4333, or visit brandonwilliams.house.gov. brandonwilliams.house.gov. It's an honor to represent you. Paid for by official funds authorized by the House of Representatives.
Hi, this is Kira Meelan. After almost a century in business, Meelan's Carpet One is known for many things. Our commitment to customers, for example. We go above and beyond to make your shopping experience exceptional from start to finish. We're also known for quality installation. Our experienced installers are like part of the family. They've been with us for years and they do an incredible job. But one thing everyone knows us for is Karastan area rugs and carpets. And this month is National Karastan Month. Karastan area rugs and carpets offer unmatched quality and timeless beauty for your home. Many of the choices available come with a lifetime stain warranty. And with the lowest prices of the season, no interest financing, and up to $1,000 in savings, National Karastan Month is the best time to invest in new carpet or area rugs. So this month, stop by Meelan's Carpet One on Old Commercial Drive in Yorkville, across from Joe Tahan's, where the good Meelan feeling means incredible savings and financing on Karastan area rugs and carpet.
John and Marie heard about Mattress Express's newest promotion where you simply stop in, perform a simple comfort test, and get a prepaid $25 Visa card. They went to Mattress Express's location in New Hartford on Commercial Drive next to Pet Supplies Plus. They tried Tempur-Pedic. They tried Stearns & Foster. They tried the 9 different purple mattresses. They loved them all. They settled on the Q9 King number bed by Instant Comfort in a flex head. John liked his side firm. We set it to 40, elevated his head and feet, said he'd never been more comfortable. Marie liked her side softer. She was an 18. What a difference. Elevated her head a little higher, her feet a little less. They said it was like they were each in their own custom bed. They qualified and signed up for the 5 years, no interest, no money down, did not give us a nickel up front. They, for their luxury rewards, selected a 75-inch flat screen TV. Hurry, this is a limited time offer. Come to any Mattress Express, perform a simple comfort test and get a $25 prepaid Visa card.
We are proud to serve our country, to serve our local communities, to wear the uniform, to be a soldier, to serve abroad when and where duty calls. We are ready to stand with our brothers and sisters to defend, to serve, to fight. We're always ready, we're always there. We are the New York Army National Guard.
Sponsored by the New York Army National Guard.
Bring smiles to all when shopping online with Dell Technologies Gift Guide. Whether it's for the artist, the entrepreneur, the student, or the streamer, you'll find the perfect gift for everyone on your list. Dell.com/gift guide makes gifting easy with a carefully curated selection of our best tech. Shop now to explore our innovative PCs like the XPS 13 laptop, powered by the latest Intel Core processors, plus this season's top accessories. Visit Dell.com/gift guide today to get a jump on your holiday gift list. That's Dell.com/gift guide.
Attention business owners, this is John Souza, CEO of ERTC.com. The Employee Retention Tax Credit Program provides up to $26,000 per W-2 employee. If you're confused about the program, stop right now before it's too late. Don't fall for false promises and risk your business. All ERTC companies are not the same. The bottom line, there's no such thing as guaranteed eligibility, and being innovative with tax filings can lead to an audit. At ERTC.com, we won't mislead you to attest to your own eligibility. At ERTC.com, everything is done in-house by expert CPAs, and there's no cost to get started. With the ERTC.com Fast Track Refund Program, you may qualify to get your refund in as soon as 48 hours. Get started today at ERTC.com.
Get your free refund information now. 800-200-3009. 800-200-3009. That's 800-200-3009.
WIBX 950 and 106.9 FM. This is Keeler.
All right, we are back. First News Keeler in the morning on WIBX, and we have Utica mayoral candidate Bob Cardillo in studio. If you have a question, 315-736-0186. You can also send it to us via the WIBX 950 mobile app. Good morning.
Good morning, guys. How are you?
Good. Wonderful.
We'll start with something light here. We were bemoaning our Giants fandom as you came in the door this morning.
I don't know. it's so hard. I really want Bill Parcells back. Joe Morris. I mean, give me somebody.
I know.
You know?
And it's funny because a lot of fans, at least at one point, hated Tom Coughlin. But, boy, you wish the days where he was one of the team.
I did not. I thought Tom Coughlin was a great
So did I.
coach. I really did.
Old school, didn't take any garbage.
Syracuse guy.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah, Syracuse guy.
I think he's born in. He's Auburn. I think he was born in Auburn.
Uh-huh. So, yeah.
Military, he. Strahan, where are they all?
I know.
Well, they're all making a lot of money.
America,
That's what they're doing.
Yeah. Tiki Barber was not a fan of his, but look, they won. So
yeah, exactly.
I'll just quickly ask you this because we talked to two of your opponents, Galimi and Celeste, about this. The sign situation. Anything? Have your signs been taken, vandalized? They put a mustache on you or something like that?
No, they put hair on one. No.
Hey, I run by that one all the time on Herkimer Road.
And can I tell you, I wanted to thank them. I said if there's some magic to this, let me know.
That's funny.
No, look. Signs get taken. I was around. When I go around and I'll say, "Gee, there was one over there. It's gone now."
Yeah.
Well. Then I find out that it's on the porch because whoever cut the lawn, didn't
moved
put it back up, or they're just gone. A lot of it's kids. I have one big supporter. She's a wonderful lady, works over at the Marlog, and she says, my mother got so upset because there were 2 kids out there and they ripped your sign, and she went out and told them, and she wants 2 of them now. And I'm going, okay.
Yeah.
But look at signs. It's the sign war. I don't get into it. I don't.
Yeah.
I think there's so many different variables about why signs disappear. You know, I ran in Deerfield and I had signs and they disappear. Sometimes, for odd reasons, I mean, one time they went through mowing the side of the road on Route 8 or whatever, and next thing you know, you see scraps of signs.
Right. Well, we deal with it a lot with the real estate signs.
Yeah.
Oh,
sure,
the
absolutely.
for sale riders or whatever. They just
there's another one. This is interesting. There's another one that my son Bob, this family that takes care of him, because he's got MS. So he has caregivers, and they're big supporters, and they have. We call it the big little. We got a medium sized of the big one.
Yeah.
So they put one up, and they were in South Utica, and I said, "Gee, Bob," I said, "the sign's gone." Oh, I said, "You see if you can find out." The guy felt so bad. He said, "It fell down. I ran it over with the lawnmower."
Yeah.
So we put more back up there, but
it happens.
It happens. And the other thing is, right now, think about this. We're now into this time in October. We bought a beautiful week here.
Yeah.
But now the wind's going to start blowing.
Yeah.
Yep.
Now is a real bad time, because October until November 7th, these signs are going to get blown all over. Okay.
Yeah, there needs to be a better design for the signs,
exactly.
because the little metal stands that they go on, they bend and then
they'll break
snap
in the middle part
at that little weld spot,
Exactly.
right? And then they're useless.
And try putting them together sometime.
Oh yeah,
If you don't line it up perfectly,
Yeah.
I know it's all.
they don't
forget
don't
about
go
it.
in.
No.
But that's just a function of what happens, right?
Yeah.
Bob, let's talk about the latest here with. Will you react to the county executive's proposal to block not only the migrants from coming up, but the homeless, and obviously I think a lot of the properties that might be targeted would be the city of Utica if they were to relocate up here?
Well, first of all, I applaud him for what he did. I agree with it 100%. Look, I've got a lot of empathy. There's a lot of people in this world that are hurting, but we are too.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm on a school district. The school board? We're at the limit of what we can accomplish with the amount of funding that we have. So if you bring more people here, and we can't house them, because we have another crisis here, which is we don't have enough housing.
Yep.
Okay, and it's not just low-income housing; it's housing in general.
Yeah, I couldn't tell you that.
Our housing, and
Yeah.
you're in the business.
Mm-hmm.
My son is as well. So
Yeah.
I understand that 100%. So he's correct on the fact that it's a burden, a significant burden, which shouldn't be on our backs. And it's funny that I read this article in the Post. I think it was either Monday or Tuesday, when the mayor of New York said we're going to allow the vouchers now to be used anywhere, everywhere, so they can go upstate. Give me a break. We've got homeless issues. All the issues that they have in New York City are here, and they're going to be compounded. And we have to do something to stop it, because as far as I'm concerned, our residents have to come first. And again, it's not like I don't have any empathy, because I do. But I think our residents need to come first.
Yeah,
so I applaud him.
I don't see. I every time I drive down the road, I see more and more people panhandling.
Yeah.
There's a little tent city under the trees by the arterial downtown on the opposite side of the Adirondack Bank Center.
Oh, I didn't see that.
Oh yeah, there's one tree's got his little living room set up, and then the other tree's got his bedroom set up.
Is that right?
And he panhandles right there.
Right there,
at that
yeah,
light,
at the State
that light.
Street, kind of, where that light is there, and it's very distracting. Number one, I don't want to stare at you. Number two, get out of the way. Go somewhere. I don't, listen. If you got time to spend all day there, McDonald's is paying $20 an hour. I think now. I mean,
It's a
something.
lot.
Do something.
Well, you've got these.
And then the people that contribute to these panhandlers, shame on you. Give the money to the mission. Give the money to the food bank. Give the money to the Salvation Army and let them take care of it.
Well, and that's, Utica Police has done a pretty good job. They put up signs at a lot of those locations.
Yeah,
that
North Utica
discourage
especially.
it.
Yeah, because there was another tent city down there by the thruway that they were all going in there and having their little injection parties and then going out and panhandling all day.
Smitty, what's going on in there?
Thanks. Bye-bye.
The phone's ringing off the hook. What do we got? Questions for Bob or what's up?
I don't know. I'm answering. I'll get him.
Okay, yeah.
He's on the hotline. Just see him. He had the red phone.
On the hotline.
Yeah.
He's talking to the Prez.
God.
It's probably the hair club for men.
They were calling to give you a plug.
Yeah, there you go.
Bob, what else do you want to highlight? What separates you from the other candidates in this race?
Well, first of all, I firmly believe that I'm the only candidate who can do this job on day one. I mean, I'm the only person in this race who hasn't been on the council, and I love to listen to council people talk about their solutions, but you've been there. So why haven't we had those solutions or at least those recommendations while you were on the council? Number one. Number two, I've had the opportunity through my career, long career, of working with first responders. I mean, you were here when I announced my crime plan, which was pretty extensive. It's an 8-point plan. And I think that we have an opportunity to go forward, but if we don't do things with our neighborhoods, we're going to be in problem. You're in real estate.
Yeah.
So I mean, the neighborhoods need to be cleaned up. We can do all this great stuff that we're doing, and I applaud the mayor for it, downtown. But if we don't secure the neighborhoods, we're going to be in real serious problems. So I believe the distinction is that I've had the managerial experience. When I had my position with HUD in New York, I had a huge office. And we did the Lower Manhattan Development Project after 9/11. So, we administered $23 billion of HUD money. And then when I did Hurricane Katrina, it was even more. And I had another huge responsibility. So I believe that when I get in, if God willing, if people elect me and I get into office on day one, there's going to be another problem because I think when the mayor leaves, a lot of the staff is going to leave. I think a lot of them are going to retire. Some of them will leave because they've worked for Rob for what, 12 years? So maybe time. So I think you've got to have somebody who
They were ready to leave 4 years ago.
4 years ago. We won't go there. That's over and done with. Anyway, I think that I've got an ability to be able to sit there and do this job on day one, which I will do.
Now, do you have to be in the city to get a job working for the city? Do you have to live in the city similar to like police or fire?
It used to be, but not anymore.
Oh, good.
I thought they changed
just
that,
in case you need anybody extra.
I knew that was coming. Nick, should we bring? I'd have to ask Nick first, but I think he'd say yeah. Actually, he's going to be DJ at my son's wedding. So.
Oh,
there you go.
Yeah. Oh,
So-
you got a good one.
One of the things that I think some of the people have been, critical of, and this is just some stuff that I've heard in talking with people about the races, the primary was what the primary was. Are you pulling votes from Mr. Galimi, giving Celeste the chance to possibly come in and win the race?
No, I'm pulling votes to win.
Okay.
That's why I'm here. And this is interesting. I took a look at some numbers from the last election.
Mm-hmm.
Joe Marino was an independent.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Joe Marino was not a Democrat. He lost the Democratic primary, and he almost won.
Right.
And at that point, the Arcuri kid only got 950 votes. He didn't run. He wasn't running.
Yeah.
We've got 3 people that are running.
Yeah.
Everybody in this race is running. So I look at this as an opportunity for somebody who's not going to owe any party favors to anybody, who can be an independent. And think about this. Hannah won as an independent.
Mm-hmm.
Steve Palinga won as an independent because Lulapola beat him in a Democratic primary. And they had to do all they could do to get things together to have, Palinga win.
Yeah.
So this is not some unusual occurrence in
true.
Utica.
And, with the primary season being what it was.
Yeah, it was in June.
Yeah.
The week before the primary on June 28th, all I did was go to graduations. On that Friday when we had proctor graduation at the Adirondack Center, people took off after that. They weren't thinking about voting. They wanted to get out of school, get their kids out. Let's go have some fun. It's the summer. You know, we didn't have a lot of traction, and the turnout was terrible. So, you know, I just look at it as I'm putting my plan forward, giving the community an alternative to the other two candidates who I have said have both been on the council. So look at what they've accomplished on the council. And we have an opportunity to move forward. So that's...
Just to follow up on that point, with the write-in candidate, Courtney Muhammad, involved, it seems like he's probably going to pull, if he's pulling from anybody, to be from Celeste's side, right?
Yeah, I would think so.
You would think so,
I would think so.
I was curious what you thought about that.
And there's another write-in.
Another one?
Yeah, the woman, Raja, she was a write-in for the school board, and she's a write-in for mayor.
Okay. Oh, wow.
I can't remember her name, but there's a fifth pulls from that same pool, I would think.
Speaking of school board, of course, the arrest recently of Lula Pola. I don't think you've talked about this on the program since it happened.
Did.
Was it last
we
week?
did.
I apologize.
Yeah,
I was out sick last week.
And what I said is, look at, we were talking about, you asked me, and the word I used was sad. Yeah. But, you know, if he's done something wrong, you got to pay for what you do. So...
were you, as this investigation has gone on, were you interviewed in that process?
No.
No, you weren't. No. I just got a comment here from City Comptroller Bill Morehouse. He says there is still a residency rule for new employees. So I
think UPD is 5-year, right? I know that's a little bit different than the administration, but I think UPD is still 5 years residency, and then you can move on.
Right.
Well,
but I'm just wondering, like, if you need a safety commissioner, or, you know.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, what's your hat in the ring?
Are you going to possibly implement a public safety commissioner?
Oh, not possibly.
Yeah.
When I announced my plan, first of all, it's going to be we're going to have precincts. And each one of, I call them the 5 areas, Cornhill, West Utica, East Utica, North Utica, and South Utica. I want precincts so that there's a police presence in every neighborhood in this community. We've got some vacant buildings that we could use, either renovate or tear them down. If we have to put a trailer there, we'll put a trailer. But there needs to be a police presence where people can feel comfortable coming. I want the fire department to have a relationship with these neighborhood precincts and codes. So we've got people, boots on the ground, that are right there so people can feel comfortable. And yes, on day one, I'll start the search for public safety commissioner if the people decide to elect me right after the election. And I've said it's going to come from a professional from either the FBI, the Secret Service, Treasury Department, potentially some other state organization, or even the private sector, someone who's dealt with first responders and is in a security role.
Mm-hmm. Can you highlight a couple of you mentioned the 8-point plan, highlight a couple of the strongest points you think there for addressing crime and public safety in the city?
Well, I think part of it will be the precinct program, because I think the precinct program will have a dramatic effect immediately. And, you know, I've had people question, well, how are you going to fund it? I'm going to Washington on November the 9th. I'll give a day. Go November 9th and start searching. That's what I've done my entire life, either as a federal employee, state employee, or as a consultant, as I've done, you know, projects here. So I know how the system works. There's money that can be found in the Department of Justice, in Homeland Security. And if you put your foot to the grind, I think it can be done. I know it can be done. So,
speaking of Washington, you were saying when you came in, you wanted to touch on how some of the chaos in Washington is impacting us here locally. Can you elaborate on that?
Absolutely. Well, first of all, if we look at what's going on in the economy, all right, you can't. And I'm a creature of habit. I get up in the morning and I turn on Squawk Box. You know, I want to know what's going on in the markets. You know. See how my funds are going, and sometimes it's really
not very good right now.
Right now, it's not. I had 4 days of joy, and it's like, and I listen very attentively. You can't get an economist to agree on anything.
Well, because it's all
the bond
now.
market. The
Yeah.
bond market is goofy. The stock market relating to the bond market goes up and down. The S&P, you've got interest rates now climbing. They're almost 8%. Now I remember days. Because I'm a little older than you guys.
I try to tell people.
I remember the days of 14, 15, 16%. My first house was 12.5% or 13.5%. People, young people look at me like, "Are you kidding?" I said, "No," but that's what it was.
But it was probably 40,000.
Yeah, the prices were a lot lower, but
yeah,
still,
but still,
you
I
know,
mean,
look at
you
the-
had interest rates.
I get it.
Crazy.
I get it. So we've been lucky for a long time.
Yeah, a little bit. Yeah, and but the other thing is problematic is if you look at not just the economy from a stock perspective, but look at it with inflation. We're paying $4 a gallon for gas. You know, it went down 4 cents. It's almost $4 a gallon.
Yeah, I pay $5 because premium gas.
I do too.
You know,
But
because I got to have an engine.
My daughter-in-law drove my car the other day, and she said, "Oh, I put $20 worth of gas in it." And she was adorable. I said, "Yeah, honey, it was 4 gallons." Okay, which is $5 a gallon.
Yeah.
Thank you for that.
But I did that. She was nice of her to do it. But anyway, so inflation's an issue. Now, if you take a look at what just happened in Washington, you want to talk about dysfunction. I don't care if you're a Republican, a Democrat, it doesn't matter. It's dysfunctional. I mean, to go after Kevin McCarthy after we just got through doing the budget deal, which, by the way, is going to start all over again now in November.
Yeah.
I mean, that's chaotic. So what does that do? What does that mean to us? Because, well, as a matter of fact, I talked to my son. He said, Dad, people don't care. They have to care.
Yeah.
Because what's going to happen is all of the funding potential that we have coming in 24, 25, and beyond comes from Washington. All right? If they're not working, they're not doing bills, they're not voting on things, that's going to affect us because it's going to affect the money that we get from New York State, which comes from the feds. So it's a terrible monopoly here.
Yeah.
So I think it's very concerning, and we need to be mindful of it.
What you got is it really is a circus. You got Gates doing what he's doing. You've got the guy who was the former high school principal. I'm sorry, you know what a fire alarm is, pulling a fire alarm, and it's just a whole circus down there. I can't even believe what's going on. It's surreal.
It doesn't make us look very good around the world.
No, it doesn't.
We're supposed to be the
example,
the pillar, an example of democracy, and not just democracy, just the way we run.
Stability.
Stability. That's a great word.
We have no stability right now, and that's
none whatsoever.
A lot of weakness, but that starts from the top down.
Yep.
Go ahead.
Go ahead, Bob.
This morning, I listened to Biden. Now he wants to build a border wall.
Of course.
Now Ocasio,
he has to, Bob.
But now Ocasio-Cortez is like, I heard her this morning coming in, and I think it was on because I had you on, and they had her a snippet of her, and it was terrible. It's like, okay, here we go. Now they're going to start fighting. We need leadership, man. This is crazy.
I will give her credit for being consistent. I joked yesterday
absolutely. She's consistent.
That
all right.
there were a couple of notable, influential Democrats who have said things like walls are racist and borders are racist and all this stuff. Well, now when your guy wants to build it, you don't hear anything out of them.
Well, it's not called a wall. It's a border
barrier.
Barrier.
It's a big difference.
I like the alliteration. Yeah, good job by them. Bob, running, of course, for Utica Mayor as a conservative. We will check in probably next week again with you. Do you have any upcoming either events or forums that you'll be at where people can meet with you?
Yeah, I think I wish I had the calendar in front of me. I know next week, I believe on Wednesday, we're in West Utica. I think the following week is South Utica, and there's one in North Utica. We've got a lot of events that are going to be going around. So.
Excellent. Well, we'll be talking to you again very soon.
Thanks,
I appreciate your time.
Have a great day.
Let's go Giants, I guess.
Wait a minute. Who are we playing? Who are we playing?
Miami this week.
Oh, wait a minute. Okay. Miami. And after Miami got taken down in shellacked by Buffalo,
they're
you think they're not going to be angry?
Yeah.
They're playing in Miami.
I know.
They'll probably score 70. No, wait a minute. They did 70. Maybe they'll do 75.
Yeah. Well, at least the weather will be nice down there.
Oh, yeah.
I'll tell you.
Yeah.
WIBX News
Thanks,
Time.
guys.
Thank you very much. 7:39. Let's do our free money question of the day from Joseph and Andrew Hobaika. A chance to win. What do you guys want to do today?
$200.
$200. All right, $200.
Can I cheer for the other person so that Joe's got to pay?
Yeah.
Joe.
You got it. We'll do, Smitty, what call are we doing?
You pick.
9. We'll do
Okay.
caller 9 for $200.
Caller 9 because Jeff needs a question.
No, I've got one right here. I got a good one right here. Caller 9, 315-736-0186. We'll do the free money question of the day. We'll be joined by Jimmy Fela and Oneida County Executive Anthony Pacenti. I want to talk to Jimmy and the county executive about the order that was put in place, of course, last week. We'll get some more thoughts on that, and then we'll transition to the budget. About a $500 million budget proposed yesterday for Oneida County. We'll talk extensively about that and take your questions as well. But right now, caller 9, 315-736-0186. We're coming right back on WIBX.
Shop my truckload mattress sale going on right now at My Carl's. I have crazy low prices. Go check out the other stores. You'll come back to My Carl's. Plus same-day delivery at My Carl's New Hartford Shopping Center.
NGEMS, flooring from NGEMS.
Fall is in the air and the kids are back to school. At NGEMS Flooring, we're celebrating the season with 20% off all area rugs. Transform your home for autumn and enjoy 12-month interest-free financing. Visit us today. From NGEMS, it's perfect for you. NGEMS Flooring, 2010 Oriskany Boulevard, or online at ngemsflooringamerica.com.
Flooring from NGEMS, it's perfect for you.
Cat Video fans, get ready for the event of the century. Cat Video Fest 2023, tomorrow at the Rome Capitol Theater. Kitten and cat displays in the lobby at 1:30 and at 2:30, local cat videos, followed by the main feature, Cat Video Fest 2023, featuring the best cat videos on the planet. Cat Video Fest tomorrow at the Rome Capitol Theater. Don't miss it.
We all make choices about alcohol. Kids make choices whether to drink or not.
Bye, Dad. Remember, I'm going to Alex's party tonight and sleeping over.
Hey, remind me about that party again?
And adults make choices whether to talk about it. That's true of parents and every other trusted adult in a kid's life. Kids want to know our expectations, and they want honest answers in everyday conversations. So talk with your kids and help lead them on a positive path, because when you talk, they hear you. Learn more at underagedrinking.samhsa.gov.
It's hosting season, and Ashley has everything you need at Central New York's newest furniture and mattress store, Ashley, on the River Road in the Marcy Town Plaza in Marcy. Get your home hosting ready for company with guest-approved essentials like a 92-inch Ashley sofa for just $10 a month or $4.99, or a 72-inch 6-drawer table and 4 chairs just $15 a month or $7.99, or a 5-piece antique white queen bedroom for just $19 a month or $9.99. And Ashley Hybrid Queen mattresses are just $6 a month or only $2.99. Plus, we offer special no-interest financing options for every budget with up to 5 years interest-free. And right now, you can save on accessories store-wide to finish every look, from minor refreshes to total overhauls. Ashley has the items needed to make your home functional, fabulous, and friends and family ready. Experience the joy of home suite hosting with help from Ashley. In-store only at the Marcy Town Plaza on River Road in Marcy. Stop in today.
Adirondack Home Furniture is fully stocked from wall to wall with top quality, durable, American-made pieces for any room. With over 40 bedroom and dining room pieces on display and quality sofas starting at $8.99, you're sure to find the pieces to transform your home. And don't forget, Adirondack Home Furniture has more than just rustic pieces. They carry a wide variety of modern, farmhouse, and traditional styles. If you're looking to transform your home or complete a room with a few pieces, now is the time to buy. Because at Adirondack Home Furniture, you'll save the amount of the sales tax. Save the amount of the sales tax on any purchase for your living room, bedroom, office, and occasional furniture. All solid wood and American made, including in-stock items, clearance items, and even special orders. Adirondack Home Furniture has the best value and top quality furniture for your home. Visit them at the former Riverside Mall, Horatio Street, Utica, or browse the inventory online at AdirondackHomeFurniture.com.
Hi, this is Rob Hilton of Hilton Estate and Elder Law with important information that you should know regarding your estate planning. Specifically, you should have prepared what is known as the Big Three. Basic estate planning is comprised of the three main documents that you need. First is the will, next is the healthcare proxy, and last is the power of attorney. What most people don't know is how important of the three the power of attorney really is, because New York State has no simple method for you to act on another's behalf if they become incapacitated. I am often asked, what is probate and why is it needed? Probate is the act of administering the will through the New York State court system. It requires a filing fee and other actions to be taken, as well as a petition to be filed. It is time-consuming and can be expensive. It can be avoided by using a living trust. To find out more about strategies to protect your loved ones through proper estate planning, contact us at Hilton Estate and Elder Law. Call for more information and to schedule an in-person meeting to answer your questions.
Hilton, you know the name, they know the law. Hilton Estate and Elder Law.
Life happens, and at Mohawk Valley FCU, we are here to help you through life's ups and downs. It's not always easy. Life isn't perfect. That's why Mohawk Valley FCU goes above and beyond for their members. With higher interest accounts, superior service, easy loan approvals, and so much more. With locations on River Road in Marcy, in the State Office Building in Utica, and with mobile banking, you'll receive the best service no matter where you are. Mohawk Valley FCU now welcomes all Town of New Hartford employees. Member-focused, member-driven. Visit MohawkValleyFCU.org.
WIBX 950 and 106.9 FM. This is Keeler.
Hold on, go ahead. All right, we are back. First News Keeler in the morning on WIBX. Andrew and I sitting in. Joe Load sat in for 3 days as well this week. We really appreciate that. Joe brought a lot of laughs, and he might check in with us again.
I know he might have a special on-the-scene reporting guest.
Yes. So
I can talk to him, talk some sense into him.
Always love to hear from Joe and see Joe, and I hope he has a great weekend. As he mentioned, he's heading west.
Heading to Buffalo.
All right, I mentioned.
So we got a lot of exciting stuff coming up on the show. Do we have a free money caller too? We got to get to that too.
We do. Let's see. Where am I going to put this laptop for now? We're going to put it right here, and then I'll move it again later. Mike is on the line from Skyler.
You're going to have to put up 4, 5, and 6 now because we're going to need the sound effects.
There we go.
Especially this one.
Hold on. There you go, Mike. What's going on, my man?
Hey, how you doing? Yeah, I was just actually in Buffalo last month at the Key Bank. I saw Peter Gabriel over there. It was a great concert.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, nice. All right, Mike.
The parking was nice, too, because I guess you get the parking pass, and it was scanned right from the phone. So that's a good thing. Yeah.
The parking pass?
The parking pass for the Key Bank Center?
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
I think if you want to Ticketmaster, you should be able to get a pass to them. It makes it easier. I haven't been out there, so it made it easier to park.
All right, Mike. So for $200, here's our question today. I gotta give me a second here. Of course, President JFK once very notably said, "Ask not what your country can do for you, but what you can do for your country."
Yeah.
Well, on this
that was
date,
pretty good.
It was good. On thank you. On this date in 1961, he urged Americans to build these. Ready, go.
Build,
always helps to throw a guess in there.
I know.
Build bridges, not walls.
Build bridges, not walls.
No, the answer was to build bomb shelters.
Oh, yeah.
I'm not kidding.
Really?
President JFK, on this date in 1961, speaking on civil defense, advises American families to build bomb shelters to protect them from atomic fallout in the event of a nuclear exchange with the Soviet Union. Kennedy was also assured the public that the U.S. Civil Defense Program would soon begin providing such protection for every American. Only 1 year later, true to Kennedy's fears, the world hovered on the brink of a full-scale nuclear war with the Cuban Missile Crisis, which erupted over the USSR's placement of nuclear missiles in Cuba. During the tense 13-day crisis, some Americans prepared for nuclear war by buying up canned goods and completing last-minute work on their backyard bomb shelters.
I wish Joe was still here because I think he still got the bomb shelter from 19.
It was kind of, to be honest with you, it was kind of, what do I say, inspired by Joe being here, bomb shelters and the food and all that stuff.
Yeah,
so,
that's nice.
Mike, unfortunately,
that's a good one.
You did not win the $200, but you did get a $25 Utica all-in-one food and fun gift card good for places like Aquavino, Babe 72, Taylor and the Cook, and the concession stands at the Adirondack Bank Center. By the way, the Comets in
Which
preseason
you
action
can use tonight, yeah.
Yes, they are in action tonight, preseason, and then the regular season kicks off just 1 week from today, at least the home portion of the schedule, at the Adirondack Bank Center against the Syracuse Crunch, the big rivals there.
Joe Load, real quick.
Hey, Joe, what's going on? Hang on, Mike. So thank you. Smitty's going to take you, and then throw Joe on the line too right now, if you could. Joe, you there?
Yes, I'm here. So a funny story about bomb shelters, which I obviously knew the answer to that question. But I was in an estate sale into a place over there in East Utica, and a home that was built probably.
Oh, no. We lost you, Joe. That's not your fault, Smitty. I see the line still lit up here.
WABX.
We'll try to get him back.
No, we got you, Michael. We got you. Yep, bye-bye.
All right. So let's go to Jimmy right now. We will
Jimmy!
we will touch base with Joe Load coming up in just a few minutes. Either have him hold to the end of the hour or we'll come back. Jimmy, what's going on, man?
Well, I whacked Joe's phone signal because I have a train to catch later.
You're taking the train, Jimmy? Oh, my gosh.
I may or may not be taking public transit these days.
Oh,
no,
man.
it's good to be here. I'm excited. I send warm greetings. Do you remember in Star Wars where they plug in the thumb drive and Princess Leia comes on and she's like, "Help me, Obi-Wan Kenobi"?
Yeah.
I am the hologram. I'm putting in the thumb drive, and Kennedy is telling you she's excited to come to Utica November 11th.
Yeah, we're looking forward to it. It's only what? It's like a month and a week
I know.
away. I can't believe it's so close.
Is that true? That's amazing. So
Yeah.
let me give you some inside baseball on this, and then we should catch up.
Yeah.
So next week on Strong Island, I'm taping my stand-up special for Fox, but it doesn't actually come out till like December. So technically speaking, everybody who comes to the Stanley Theater will see it before the rest of America.
Oh,
because
nice.
It's my new hour. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I've been working it out, in comedy clubs and on the road. And when Hannity does these live audience shows, like last night he had me on in front of a live audience, when the show is over and it goes off the air, we keep them there, and I do my hour for that audience. And it's pretty funny because they're horrified. What's going on? What's even happening here? Because, you guys, we've hung out and done a lot of stand-up together. It's obviously a different thing. TV is kind of, we make references, but it's pretty corporate. It's clean, you know. Not that I'm filthy in a comedy club, but, we're having some adult conversations.
Absolutely. Oh, man, you are so funny, dude. I cannot wait till you come back to town. We have such a good time when you're here. A couple of things I wanted to mention. Obviously, November 11th, on Veterans Day, in fact, Jimmy will be performing at the Stanley.
Yes.
And tickets are available through the Stanley box office. He and Kennedy will be in town. What are they calling you? The dirty stepchildren or something like that?
Of Fox News.
Oh, Fox's naughty stepchildren, which is misleading because that sounds like a Pornhub video. It's not that.
Number one searched.
Yeah, we just say a lot of risque things. I think we've kind of misled people with that title. I think we got to rework it for next
Maybe
summer,
the black
but,
sheep. Or,
yeah.
you can't say that anymore either. So, Jimmy, Andrew here. Good to hear from you.
Oh,
I'm
my man.
filling in for Bill. Just explain from your perspective what in the hell is going on in Congress right now.
Well, just first and foremost, I knew you were filling in for Bill. That's the only reason I agreed to do this.
Appreciate that.
Coming on with that lout. I kid. What is going on in Congress? They're filming a Bravo show called The Real Housewives of Washington, D.C. Like, hand them wine so they can throw it at each other. I mean, I'd suggest hair pulling, but there's not a lot of it to go around.
Oh.
But that's what it is. A lot of drama. Jordan's going to be the speaker. I mean, if he has a Trump endorsement, that kind of seals the deal. I thought he was going to be the speaker anyway. So I've enjoyed that. And the truth is, okay, the point I keep making. Everybody freaked out because Matt Gaetz went and blew up McCarthy. And listen, it was unprecedented. It had never happened before. It does make the Republicans look chaotic for a day. But everyone needs to stop freaking out because it's not like Congress was any good, okay? Their approval rating is 9%. Like, again, Gates didn't break up the Beatles, you dig?
Yeah.
He broke up late-stage Chumbawamba, okay? It isn't the end of the world. It isn't the loss to the music community it's being portrayed as. And the truth is, if the Republicans come back, excuse me 1 second because my alarm went off. If the Republicans come back and they govern well, meaning, they use the power of the purse in the House and do a good job between now and Election Day, they're going to be fine. No one's going to vote in a year and a half with the Republicans did great in the House, but there was that 2-day period where we didn't know who the speaker was. Man, we can't vote for them again,
Right.
So I think what happens in news, you guys, is whatever is going on nowadays, no matter what's going on, it's treated like the biggest thing in the world, whether it is or it isn't. And oftentimes the big things, get the same heat as the little things, and then we just move on as if neither of them happen, A big thing, okay, here's a big thing. Okay, you got fired from your job if you didn't want the vaccine. And to be clear, I'm vaccinated, as you know. I have the Johnson & Johnson. They didn't tell me it was Magic Johnson and Keyshawn Johnson, but okay. Can't catch COVID, but man, can I catch a pass? Let's talk about that. Okay. But it's that was a big moment when they said, you're going to get fired from your job if you don't get it because you got to stop the spread. And then it found out that all of us who got vaccinated got COVID. We were supposed to slam on the brakes as a country and be like, whoa, 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 the government lied. The wall yesterday, whoa, 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 the government lied. Because the Biden administration, as you guys were discussing, is now building a wall, claiming they don't want to build a wall. Okay, well, it's the law. But understand, this is the same administration that has fought to the Supreme Court with every one of its positions. So the idea that in this instance, they're like, well, the law is the law. There's nothing you can do. I'm like, well, I don't know. You could bring it up at your next Supreme Court case like everything else, like student loan forgiveness and everything else.
Yep.
So the fact that they're building a wall, it's supposed to be a full-stop moment just because everyone should acknowledge the performance art of the past 4 years, which is they told us, as you guys were saying, bridges and not walls, it's racist and everything else. The point is not that they're building one now. The point is that they didn't mean it then when they said it didn't work, when they said it was racist, when they said we shouldn't be doing it. They didn't mean that then, which means full stop, they were actively harming the country for political gain. That's where you pump the brakes, and we're supposed to go, whoa, whoa, whoa.
Yeah.
But the fact that we just roll on to the next thing is why the country's getting destroyed.
Where's my bell? Will you ring the bell? He's Jimmy. He's controlling the bell. I agree 10,000%.
I know. I'm not as good with the SFX as the Fox Across America staff.
You hit the nail right on the head. I want to parlay that into a conversation about our local county executive, Anthony Picenti's been on Fox. I think he was on last week and then this week. It's the whole situation with Adams. Adams wanted to relocate migrants to upstate New York. Several counties put in an executive order that said, not without our permission, are you allowed to relocate them up here? So then they said, okay, we'll keep the migrants and we'll send you our existing homeless. What do you know about this situation? I know, obviously, you drove taxi in New York City for years.
Yeah. Well, I do know that they tricked some of the migrants because they sent them to Schenectady and they thought they were back in the third world. They're like, wow.
They put him to sleep and put him on a plane, a bus.
How did we get home so fast? It took weeks to get here. Now we're home. This is unbelievable.
After all that work and all that swimming?
Oh, man. The river for this. It's crazy, man. I mean, the fraud of Adams, which, by the way, just the idea that Adams is going down to the border could devastate New York's nightclub industry. Because this is a guy who is in the nightclubs every night in the city. That's a real story.
Really?
City,
yeah,
everyone knows that.
He's a
goes
big
out every
fan.
night. He gets bottle service, popping bottles with models.
Wow.
But the fraud of, again,
Good for him.
the fraud of the borders, the fraud of politics, is everybody who said they were a sanctuary city and no human being is illegal, they were only saying it because they never thought they'd have to take people in. Okay? Trump was cutting down on illegal border crossings, so you weren't concerned with overflow. Okay? In this instance, because of the current border policies, they're getting overflow. And when asked to put their money where their mouth is, they're all like, no, we don't want them. But think about how apoplectic they were when DeSantis didn't want them. They were like, this is human trafficking. He should be in jail. And then they showed up to Manhattan and they were like, start the bus. Get him out of here.
Yep.
And that's the fraud of our politics, man. Fraud.
It's something else, man. We're next to the top of the hour. I know you've got to go. I just want to plug it again. A month and a week away. Veterans Day, 11/11. Like I said, a month and a week away. Jimmy Fallon will be back in Utica. You are absolutely hilarious, man. I cannot wait to see you again. You'll be up here with Kennedy, who is quite easy to look at, if you ask me. Smitty, you want to say goodbye to our friend?
See you, buddy.
Oh, buddy, yes. And I was going to say really quickly, okay, it is Veterans Day. We will be honoring veterans. And we also consider you a veteran if you work at Best Buy and you've handled Davey's laptop. So there are some things. There are some things in that search history you can't unsee. Okay, you can't unsee.
Of course, Jimmy referring to the Veterans Tickets program as well. That's through River Hills, but you have a chance to buy a ticket for a veteran as well who can attend the show and actually have a great night and a lot of laughs with Jimmy and
12
Kennedy.
to 3 today. You can have some laughs as well.
Oh, dude, I look forward to it. I listen to you every day. Have a great day, my man.
Buddy, you doubled my rating. Thanks, man.
Jimmy is hilarious. Such a good time. I mentioned sometimes I'll do some door dashing, and it's almost exclusively either when we're running a football game at night or when Jimmy's on, because I can be in my car and just have still a great time and have a lot of laughs. Oneida County Executive Anthony Pacenti is with us in studio. He presented his budget yesterday. We'll talk about that. Stay tuned. It's First News Keeler in the morning on WIBX.
From the Stanley Theater Studio, WIBX 950 Utica Rome, W295DI Utica Rome, your news, talk, and sports leader, a Town Square media station.
Endorsement for House Speaker. I'm Dave Anthony, Fox News. Former President Trump posted on social media, Jim Jordan will be a great speaker. He wants the House Judiciary Committee chairman to replace the ousted Kevin McCarthy. Jordan tells Fox he thinks he can unite House Republicans and
to do the work that needs to be done on the border, on crime, on inflation, on all these issues we have to address.
Steve Scalise, the House Majority Leader, is also running for Speaker, and Congressman Lance Gooden backs Scalise and just told Fox he talked to the former president last night.
He had wonderful things to say about Steve Scalise. I know Steve is a supporter of the president as well.
A woman in Iran, imprisoned for advocating women's rights, Nargis Mohammadi, has won the Nobel Peace Prize for standing up to oppression. And Nobel Committee Chair Barrett Reese Anderson says Mohammadi has been arrested 13 times, convicted 5 times, and sentenced
to a total of 31 years in prison and 154 lashes.
The Biden administration is doing more to deal with a record surge of illegal immigration. Fox's Tanya J. Powers reports they'll deport some Venezuelans.
The agreement between the U.S. and Venezuela means repatriation flights are expected to begin soon and is a result of this week's talks between the U.S., Mexico, Colombia, and Panama. Homeland Security Secretary Alejandro Mayorkas announced the agreement on Thursday, speaking in Mexico, saying those who arrived after July 31st will be sent back to Venezuela in the, quote, coming days.
Now, the administration had recently given temporary protected status to Venezuelans who came here before July 31st, shielding them from deportation. Now, when it comes to restarting border wall construction in Texas, Mayorkas says they didn't want to, but Congress appropriated money for it in 2019.
And we are compelled to follow the law.
Even some Democrats question that, saying Congress did not require 26 waivers of federal law that the Biden administration is ordering to build new wall in Texas. America's listening to Fox News.
Identity theft shows no signs of slowing down. In fact, more than $29 billion were stolen last year alone. That's a criminal success story and a wake-up call for everyone else. It can be dangerously easy to steal your identity. LifeLock makes it easy to help protect yourself if you become a victim. A dedicated U.S.-based restoration specialist will work to fix it. Join now and save up to 25% your first year with my name, Clay, as your promo code at LifeLock.com, promo code Clay.
All right, this just in, Pure Talk just added more 5G data to every plan and is now including a mobile hotspot with no price increase at all whatsoever. Just $20 a month for unlimited talk, unlimited text, and now 50% more 5G data, plus you get mobile hotspot. Start saving today. Go to puretalk.com, enter the promo code Sean, S-E-A-N, to make the switch to Pure Talk, and you do it now, you'll save an additional 50% off your first month. That's puretalk.com, promo code Sean.
We have cloudy skies, 63 degrees. WIBX News Time is 8:03, and this news update is brought to you by Home and Hospital Medical Supplies and Service. They carry a wide selection of home medical equipment. You can call them at 315-724-6767 and online at hnhmedicalny.com. Oneida County Executive Anthony Pacenti joining us in studio. We'll talk about his budget proposal, which came out yesterday. Stay tuned for that. We'll take questions as well. Another case of a missing person, this one here in Oneida County. The sheriff's office is asking for the public's help in finding a missing 24-year-old woman. Madeline Fior of Marcy has not been seen since Tuesday afternoon when she left her home. Family members and friends say they have not heard from her since. She hasn't been to her school classes, and she has not appeared for work either. Deputies say that Fiore drives a 2013 Buick Verano with New York license plates. You can find a photo of the missing woman and her vehicle on our website at WIBX950.com. Anyone with information is asked to contact the sheriff's office. After extensive negotiations, St. Joseph's Health in Syracuse and the United Healthcare have finally reached an agreement on a new contract. That deal between the hospital and insurance company is good news for about 20,000 patients who will once again be considered in-network. Those with United Healthcare saw a change in their insurance status back in July. Any services received after the old contract expired will now retroactively be processed as in-network. Video game lovers from across the Northeast and Canada will be in Syracuse at the On Center this weekend for Retro GamerCon. It is happening on Saturday. The event was established in 2013. It's set to feature things like tournaments, tabletop games, vendors, and presentations. More information on that event at retrogamercon.com. And also coming up this weekend, it is the Riggy Run and Walk being held on Sunday, October 8th at the SUNY Poly Institute. It'll feature a 5K run, a 5K Riggy Challenge, a 5K wheelchair race, a 2-mile walk, and a 1-mile kids run. 5K participants have the opportunity to register for the Riggy Challenge, which they will be required to consume a bowl of chicken Riggies at the halfway point of the race. Those who do not want to take part in that part can do the traditional 5K division. Prizes will be awarded in both divisions. Registration takes place at 8:30 on Sunday morning. The kids' 1-mile run at 9:30. The 5K wheelchair race at 10:05. The 5K run at 10:10, the walk at 10:15, and then there's a Riggy Fest at the conclusion of the run walk. That's happening from 11 to 12:30. Several restaurants will be on hand. Full details on Citron's website. Again, it is the Riggy Run and Walk happening on Sunday at SUNY Poly. WIBX News Time is 8:06. A change in the weather here. It is about to be fall very abruptly. Here's what we can expect later today.
Eyewitness News Chief Meteorologist Craig Flint in the WIBX Weather Center. Today, partly sunny early, then mostly cloudy, breezy, not as warm. A few showers developing by late afternoon, high 72. Tonight, mostly cloudy, showers, low 57. Tomorrow, cloudy, windy, cooler, some locally heavy rain in the morning. Rain tapers to spotty showers late with some gradual clearing by evening, high near 65. For more on your local forecast, tune to Eyewitness News at 6 on WUTR. I'm meteorologist Craig Flint on WIBX 950 and 106.9 FM.
Quickly in sports, it was a blowout. On Thursday Night Football, you heard it right here on WIBX. The Chicago Bears open up Week 5 with a 40-20 rout of the Commanders in Landover. Chicago now 1-4 on the season. Justin Fields had 285 yards of passing and 4 touchdowns. Sick of the criticism? I'd say so. Speaking of the Bears, Chicago Bears legend and NFL Hall of Famer Dick Butkus has died at the age of 80. The team released a statement on X from the Butkus family saying he died peacefully in his sleep at his Malibu, California home. The linebacker spent his entire career with the Bears, being drafted by the team in 65, earning a spot in the Pro Football Hall of Fame in 79, his first year of eligibility, and then after his playing career had a acting career featured in such movies as The Longest Yard, Gremlins 2, The New Batch, and Any Given Sunday, and also a regular character on shows such as MacGyver and Smitty's favorite show, Hang Time. Well, I don't know about his favorite, but he liked it. We'll talk to Scott in Kirkville in a little bit on Syracuse football. They're trying to bounce back from that loss against Clemson last week. Giants offensive lineman Evan Neal hoping he can repair the relationship between he and the fans. Head coach Brian Daboll said he spoke with Neal about his criticism directed at Giants fans and noted that the right tackle was regretful. He apologized to the team earlier in the day at a meeting and knows regaining the trust and support of the fan base is not going to happen overnight. The Buffalo Bills will take on the New York who are they going to be playing? The Bills. Who do the Bills have this week, Smitty?
Jacksonville.
Oh, Jacksonville in London. That's right. That'll be early Sunday morning.
Sunday, yeah.
And a war of words will come to an end on the field Sunday afternoon when the Denver Broncos host the Jets and former Broncos head coach Nathaniel Hackett. The green and white are rallying around their new offensive coordinator after Denver's new head coach, Sean Payton, criticized him during training camp, telling USA Today in late July Hackett's 15-game tenure last season was, quote, one of the worst coaching jobs in the history of the NFL, end quote. And we now go to Scott in Kirkville with
Yes.
a preview of Syracuse football. Scott, good morning.
Moving quickly. I forgot the code here. Big surprise.
Oh,
Your
yeah,
ADM
yeah.
Keeler cash code is 458. 458. Just enter the 3-digit code. You can win some cash from WIBX.
Oh, before we get to Scott, too, also preseason hockey tonight at the Adirondack Bank Center. The Comets are back in action, and that's awesome.
All right, and Scott in Kirkville joining us from a treadmill. Good morning, Scott. How are you?
Out of breath this morning.
Is that called a Treadville Inn or Treadville Diner?
Oh, hey.
Go ahead, Scott.
Hey, geez, Andrew's there. Andrew, how's the karaoke? I haven't talked to you in a while. About a year and a half ago, we had an earthquake up here, and we weren't sure it was you doing karaoke or was it actual earthquake. So how's the karaoke doing?
Well, I haven't been out to do it recently, but I'm going on a cruise in January, so I'm hoping to get back into it.
There you go.
Andrew doesn't drink anymore, so he doesn't sing anymore either.
I still sing,
he
just not as
drink
well.
anymore either. Oh my
No,
God,
no booze for me.
I tell you that things have changed. Since are you still in real estate?
Oh yeah, still doing that.
Cool. I'm glad I'm glad you guys are back together for a little bit. The game itself, I don't know if you guys watched the Clemson game at all.
Yeah.
But you couldn't do anything worse than still be in the game. I mean, it was like, every score probably Syracuse had a hand in them scoring. That fumble right off the bat. Then they had a shot for an interception, and then I don't know what it was, a lateral he dropped, and they went back to the 4-yard line.
Mm-hmm. It was 14. It was 14 points off of turnovers in that game. So.
Yeah, and the other one no one talks about, guys, is why doing a 57-yard field goal with 3 minutes to go in the half.
I know.
The guy hasn't kicked anything over 50, so they got the ball about midfield and they scored. And it kind of reminded me of the Notre Dame game last year. We did about the same thing. We screwed around at halftime, and 14-7 sounds a lot better than 21-7. And that's what the weirdest thing with all the penalties and all the stuff. If you look at it, basically they like you said, they scored 21 off of turnovers, and the score was 31-14. So interesting. Now the Carolina game itself, when everybody first looked at the schedule, they called it the gauntlet. These were the three teams that Syracuse was going to be could lose all three of them to real good teams. This was the one they thought they could maybe knock off because Carolina, maybe defense was a little bit suspect. We didn't realize how good Clemson was or wasn't. Florida State, they're just reloaded. If they happen to beat Florida State next week, it'd be very interesting. But they're going up against maybe the top quarterback, definitely in the ACC, and one of the top quarterbacks in the nation, which probably coming out. They think he has one more year of eligibility, but I think they're coming out this year to be one of the top 5 picks maybe in the NFL. So they will be facing a quality quarterback. And also a weird thing is they have this receiver that's been ineligible for the whole 5 games that they're fighting with the NCAA. And NCAA's finally cleared him for this game here, and supposedly he's the best receiver on the team. So there's going to be a new face that Syracuse is going to have to face that they don't know anything about. So I think it's going to be a good high-scoring game. I think Syracuse can move the ball. I saw Appalachian State could have won the game against North Carolina earlier in the year. They had a controversial pass interference call. They didn't call an Appalachian State receiver got tackled at the goal line and then called it in overtime. And then Minnesota moved the ball a little bit on them. So I think Syracuse can move it, and it just depends how much points that the defense is going to give up.
Yeah, I think a lot of the team is a lot better than the score last week. I'll say that.
Yeah, and that's what the hardest part is being an SU fan. It's if they played the perfect game and still lost by 17 points, okay. But they played probably what we call it, C minus, maybe a D, and still we're hanging with them.
Yep. Yeah. So Scott, what's the spread and who are you taking?
Yeah, it's 8.5 right now. It started out at closer to 10, so the money's been kind of on the Cuse. I think Syracuse can keep it close. We'll take the 8.5, but the total might be the over/under, might be the play, and it depends where you go. That's why I hate giving out the over/under this early because the over/under seems to fluctuate more than the spread. I don't know what you got it at, Jeff. Because it's hard to get a state of New York line on the game because you can't bet it.
So you're going to have to travel far to make that bet.
So
what?
He said you'll have to travel far to make that bet. Go Go ahead, Scott.
Well, you can do it to Jersey. I mean, that's the crazy part of this whole stupid thing is you can't bet it in New York, but if you're in New York, you cross over to Jersey. And I was down at Tioga last week, and if you cross into Pennsylvania, you can make the bet, or anywhere else in the country. So it's crazy. Outside that's like tax dollars going somewhere else because people are betting the game, and it depends how far, like I said, you want to travel to do it.
Scott in Kirkville, appreciate you as always, man. Have a great weekend. Go
We'll
Qs.
send him off with this.
There you go. Hit the punchline. Oneida County Executive Anthony Pacenti in studio, and it was no punchline. You were taking some shots at the state government, the federal government, basically for, well, first of all, they took some money. Where it was this the FMAP money, and but you talked about this yesterday. They stole our Medicaid funding. They made our communities less safe with so-called criminal justice reform. They exacerbated the migrant crisis, and they continue to pass legislation that impedes our ability to grow, pulling no punches there yesterday. Good morning.
Good morning.
A quick transition there to the county executive.
Yeah, sure.
Yesterday, you unveiled a $529 million budget proposal. It sounds like a lot of money, but 90% of that are mandated costs.
Yeah. Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning, Andrew.
Good to see you.
Good morning. Good to see you. I talked about this yesterday because when budgets go up, everybody, they raise the budget again. But budgets go up normally every course of business. In every course of business, expenses are real, and it doesn't change for government. Whether it's utilities, whether it's salaries, whether it's benefits, whether it's maintenance and repairs and all the other things that go along with it and equipment. So the budget goes up, but the numbers stay the same in terms of the mandated costs. 90% of it is still directed and mandated by the state of New York under various programs. 10% is what we consider discretionary. About $54 million of that budget. A little bit, if you want to get technical, a little bit on the 11% side. So before somebody challenges me,
technically it would be 52.9.
Right. But discretionary spending is, and I talked about this yesterday. It's law enforcement. It's 911. It's meals for seniors. It's some mental health assistance. It's other programs that are we look at them and you say non-discretionary. Well, would you not have one of those in your community or in your government? In public works and all the other. There's so many other programs. So. When you look at the budget, it is a big budget. It is, for the first time, we've topped the $500 million. That's kind of dramatic in the sense of the size of our government or the size of our county. But at the end of the day,
sign of the times.
And it really is what general costs are, but what it costs to not do. And we're not a business, so it's not about doing business in New York. It's about providing services in New York, and that's where the costs are so exorbitant.
So I think one of the issues that we're getting into, we might be getting into this, like jumping right into it, this whole migrant crisis and things like that. It seems like an inevitability just in the nature of the unknowns of how many and the numbers and where they are and locations and things like that. There has to be some realization that despite your efforts, they're going to make their way up here some way, somehow.
Well, that's probably inevitable. You're right in some fashion, but we have put in various orders to protect us. I say it that way, and we're not protecting from the people. I think that gets lost a little bit in translation, or it gets lost in the whether it's about compassion or whether it's about empathy or the other. The point here is and when you break down those numbers, $225 million of that budget is for human services and health, and that's a big chunk. That's nearly half of that budget, or a good chunk of it, and that includes dealing with various people that are in need of assistance aside from the Medicaid issue that we talk about and that I brought up, but the fact that we have homeless people we're dealing with, we have shelters that we have to deal with, we have temporary assistance and emergency assistance. I referred to on the show I think we're up to 29,000 room nights, through July or August in terms of putting people up in shelters or hotels or wherever we can in terms of doing that, and opening up last winter. I keep saying this. I know it sounds repetitive, but last winter we opened up our doors to the county building to have people come in and stay, in the cold, because of the frigid cold temperatures that we were experiencing, just to get them off the streets.
Yeah.
I mean, that's what we're talking about when we put these orders in. It's not about, dissuade, or it's not about being, not uncompassionate and being cruel to people, homeless. We're dealing with it. All we're saying is, when it comes to that, I mean, but that is a shift. It's another shift of well, we'll give you homeless so we can make more room for migrants, and you could take that other problem. If you don't want to take this problem off our hands, then take the other problem off our hands. And the argument there is, why are we taking any of your problems? What about our problems?
I know.
And how do we?
And why are they our
and
problems?
Why?
Yeah.
Right. And not to say, look, we're all in the same business when it comes to dealing with people, but why are we, challenged now with trying to resolve a migrant crisis by taking other problems off your hands that you can't handle either?
Right.
It's confusing, but it's also ridiculous.
I may already know the answer to this question, but have you had any conversations with the governor or her office with regard to this directly?
None. I mean, we have had conference calls with the executives in some of the other counties with members of the Adams administration. A couple of weeks ago when this first came up. We have not had any real conversations with the governor's office. I know NISAC has through our association, but with the governor and their staff, but we have not. And I think that's another problem. There's no communication.
Mm-hmm.
There's no give and take. There's no even willingness to, look, we're all in, as we say, we're all in this together. We're dealing with the same things. Maybe collectively we can figure something out, but not if you keep taking people that you just don't have the capacity for.
Yeah.
And you don't tell the president and the government to stop, and then you keep shipping people around just like everybody else is doing, and then try to offload other problems so that you can accommodate more people. It's just it's really it's the shell game of just playing with people's lives here at the end. And now you're dealing with children and families, and that's the end. People called us inhumane, or myself and other execs, when we said no. Well, you're being cruel, and you're being repugnant. Was one of the words used, and by another executive actually, and others saying, oh, it's unconscionable that you would do this. No, it's unconscionable how you're treating these people.
Yeah,
right.
It really is.
Absolutely,
it really is. I mean, people are living on the streets.
Yeah.
Sanctioned by the government. I mean, the government is allowing them to live.
Basically,
on,
they were setting up the
housing
cities,
housing them on the streets,
Yeah.
and a hotel that has exceeded capacity. So anyway,
it is. It's unbelievable. I believe you referred to it as the bait and switch, and I don't think you could have described it any better. It's absolutely. I think you hit the nail on the head. All right, so a couple of other things we want to touch on here. There's expanding broadband access, more money in roads and bridges than ever been before. Can you talk about? There's $2 million, I think, in this budget for the REA wing. That's a continuing project.
It's a continuing. We've been working on that for a number of years.
Mm-hmm.
We've tried to piece in where we could, and certainly over the last 3 years we got stalled because of other projects that needed priority. So the REA wing kind of just got hung up in the pandemic expenses and other things. So we put that on hold for a couple years until we were able to get back organized. But that's a project that I really believe in, that really can add to Bag Square and tourism and the train station and everything that we've done down there with the between Nexus and everything else. I think that could be a really nice food hub or emporium or some other or something. We're open to a lot of suggestions and ideas. The public market has been very successful. If we could do it there year round, what this money would go for is that there is that's an old structure. It's historic, so we had a lot of work to do to bring it back up to speed. Structurally, with windows and other electricity and everything. What we need in there is heat and restrooms and an elevator, and so that's where this other money will go. And then at that point, we can open it up and market it and see what comes in the door.
And then the budget, obviously, too. I was looking at it. The efforts to continue to combat the ongoing opioid crisis.
Yeah, again, I went through a list of, I hate to call it a laundry list, but I went through a long list of things yesterday that people may take for granted, but just to outline all of the things the county government is involved in, and from human services to public safety to economic development to education and other things, and opiates and certainly all crime, but opiates, child abuse and neglect, etc., are very big pieces of that budget. And the opioid crisis, while I said, one death is too much. We were, our efforts, at least in the last year, have reduced that at 50% from last year's deaths. Which is a significant in the number of keeping, our goal is to keep people alive and get them into treatment and rehabilitation. And so, but that's an expensive, it's an expensive fight, in terms of opiates.
This is somebody chiming in here that this is the 11th consecutive budget with no tax increase. That's difficult to do when the cost of everything keeps going up. I think, and you can correct me if I'm wrong, one of the things that helps there is the historic agreement that was reached with the Oneidas, $23 million in revenue this year from that agreement.
Definitely, it's not coincidental that the 11 years matched the 10 years of the agreement. So, it really is, because there was, and that's been the advantage of holding the line on property taxes, keeping the sales tax where it's at, but finding a new revenue source, and that new revenue source was the Oneida Nation agreement that was settled in 2013 and went into effect really in 2014. So that's where we are, in that 10-year period. And like I said, it's no coincidence that revenue, that has grown, because the baseline of that when we started this agreement was about $12.5 million. It has doubled in that time period. To our share has doubled, and the share across the state to the state has doubled as well. And when you look at that number, that it makes up the difference, because take away $23 million out of this budget, and where's it go? It goes right on the backs of property taxpayers, at least, and compounded over the years, or it eliminates significant programs.
Like human services, which is
it
going
eliminates
to be very necessary.
some of that discretionary spending that you'd have to take a look at and say, okay, can we afford a youth bureau? Can we afford, to continue the level of services to the seniors that we have? Can we continue to fight opiates at the extent that we are? Can we do lead remediation that we're doing? So all of those things factor into what we've built, in terms of this government and its services. So to go back to that, that's a big reason for why we're able to hold the line for 11 years.
And I'd imagine, just on the point of the Oneidas, that expansion that's been announced, I think will only has to only grow that revenue.
Well, there's no question that what they do and whatever investments they make have proven over the years to be economic drivers in
whether it's
different
more
ways.
Jobs or more
jobs,
sales.
Housing, more visitors, and visitors don't. Everybody, visitors that go there, and everybody will argue, well, they're going to the casino, but we're getting that revenue. We're getting that gaming revenue. Plus, they're not all staying there. They're visiting other pieces of the county, and they're a partner in events. We've got the USA, Women's World Hockey Championship coming up in April, and without them, it's hard to pull that off because of their partnership with Mohawk, working with us and Mohawk Valley Garden, the Audit Authority, and all. So, that's another generator. That's why I talked a lot about sales tax yesterday and why it's so important in opposed to the property tax, because everybody pays.
Yep.
Everybody.
Everybody. 100% right. How much? Do you know how much you would have to raise property taxes to cover $23 million?
Yeah, about that. The interesting thing is about what that 3/4. First of all, you'd have to raise the property tax levy, I mean, if you did it in one fell swoop, the property tax levy sits at about $66 million, just a little over that, just close to 67. It borders right around there. So if you add $23 million to that, just think about
more
that.
than a third.
That's more than a third. So think about a 30% tax rate increase.
And
that's if you did it in 1 year.
That's
if you did it in 1 year. Now, if you go on the flip side of the sales tax numbers, if you want to look at, okay, how do you make it up on sales tax? To get another $23 million in sales tax, you really need another, 0.75% to 1% of sales tax, about 3/4, about what's in there. So you need another 3/4, which we're not, we're not doing. I mean, just make it clear. Stop right there. But that's why when everybody says cut the sales tax, okay, but cutting a 1/4 point off that sales tax, and I know that that comes up, and it comes up every election year, especially when this when
you
this
have
office
an opponent,
when this office is up, a 1/4 point, just a 1/4 point, generates about $8 million. That in itself, show me where you make up $8 million in this budget. Just in one fell. Not over time. Because over time, the saying of that is, I could save $1 million. I mean, it's hard to save $1 million, but I can save 100,000 10 times over the next, several years or the next couple of years if I want to do it that way. And the same goes with $8 million. I'm going to save $8 million. It's going to take you a long time to do it. What do you cut? What are your decisions?
Yeah.
And what goes?
Yeah.
What goes first? It's $8 million. It's not not 80,000. It's not 800,000. It's $8 million. So when you talk about sales tax, that's what you're talking about.
And I'm sorry, the idea that somebody's going to Canada or New Jersey or driving another place, is my math correct? For every $100, it's 50 cents you save. I think that's what it works out to. It's a half of 1%, right?
Yeah, it's if you're pretty much everybody is at 8% around the state. There's really
okay, so then say
and 75 cents.
75 cents. I mean, it tops, but there's a lot of them at 8 1/4. I mean, it balances out. I mean, there's a few at 8 3/4. New York is at 10.
Yeah, but I mean, it's almost like at this point, if you live here, it's been that way for a while, and I'm not, downplaying it, but at some point you stop thinking about it. It is what it is, It's not like
what's the gas cost you to go there? What's the travel?
That's what I mean.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
How does that? Doesn't that factor into the argument?
I don't know who's doing that. I just all right. So I want to talk about the 911 merger. We'll talk more about public safety. You want to move the Utica Clinic to the county office building. Sure. We'll touch on all these things and more. We will take a quick timeout. Did we just lose Joe? I was just going to go to Joe. I was just going to go to him. He's at Stewart's with one of our listeners who was kind of critical. He's on one now? Okay, Joe. Sorry, Joe. I made you wait. Here we had the county executive in, and I wanted to jump right into this budget.
He's important. He's very important, that county executive, so that's okay. I don't mind waiting, but I am here live at the Post Street Stewart's in Boonville, New York, where we have free coffee this morning hosted by Matt Nimey, GMC of Boonville, and I am looking for John from Boonville, and I have not been able to find him.
Oh, John, go get your fritter.
Yeah, I mean, come
Joe
on
said
now.
he'd buy you a
Fritter Friday, courtesy of Nimey's.
Listen, you could come up here and get one of those extra large coffees and it wouldn't cost you a dime. You just come in here. Matt Nimey's buying them this morning, so that's why we're here. We're free Coffee Friday at Stewart's on Post Street in Boonville, and there is a crowd over here of people. But has anybody seen John from Boonville? John from not today. John from Boonville. We're looking for. No, he's vacant today. He's a no-show. He just didn't want to confront Andrew.
No, I guess not.
All right.
Guess not.
Joe, it's good to hear from you. Thank you for sitting in this week. Enjoy the fritter and the coffees and all that stuff.
Hey, listen, if you need me next week, I'm available all week.
All right. I think I'll let you know about Monday, okay?
Yeah, okay.
No,
I'll
take you.
I'm available.
All right. Thank you, Joe. I appreciate that. That is Joe Lode, who was sitting in here for much of this week. We appreciate that. We've got Bob on the line, a question on farming for the county executive. We'll get to Bob right on the other side. It's First News Keeler in the morning on WIBX.
Warner Sales and Service, building relationships, building trust.
This is Lynn from Warner Sales and Service. Mow like a pro with Hustler Turf zero-turn mowers. Hustler mowers are designed to be maintenance and service-friendly for the everyday homeowner while not sacrificing the build and cut quality they're known for. From the heavy-duty frame to the welded steel deck to their trademark smooth track steering, Hustler Turf zero-turn mowers deliver professional-grade cut quality for a perfectly manicured lawn. It's your chance to be the envy of your neighborhood. Come see us at Warner Sales and Service on the Greenway New London Road in Rome, just off Route 365 between Rome and Verona. And we'll guide you to the right mower for your property and your budget. Find us at warnerss.com.
Warner's, where quality still counts. At Warner's.
28 years ago, Lori Potasowicz had a dream. With a natural love for pets, she wanted to become an expert groomer. So she set out to become the area's only nationally certified master groomer and launched her business, one paw at a time. With grooming expertise and a lot of loving care, Lori and her talented team began caring for pets one paw at a time. Cuts, shampoos, and styling, one paw at a time. Teeth and nails with no detail overlooked from head to toe, one paw at a time. Getting to know each and every dog and cat by name, the one paw at a time family grew, and Lori had a decision to make. Keep expanding? She followed her heart and decided to keep the one paw family atmosphere just the way it is, so she can keep taking care of the pets she knows and loves, one paw at a time. Lori and her team want to thank the families they serve for putting their trust in them to care for their four-legged family members, one paw at a time. 320 Oriskany Boulevard in Whitesboro near Woods Road. One Paw appreciates your understanding for their current waiting list for new customers.
Mark your calendars. Dark Dining returns on October 21st at the Delta Hotel in downtown Utica. Presented by the Bank of Utica, Dark Dining is a unique event where guests experience a meal using a host of senses other than sight in support of the Central Association for the Blind and Visually Impaired. Make a positive impact on the lives of people with vision loss by registering online at cavv.org. Dark Dining is made possible through the support of the Bank of Utica, Strategic Financial Services, Scalzo, Zogby and Whitting, First Source Federal Credit Union, MBT Bank, Town Square Media, and other fine sponsors.
Home and Hospital Medical Supply and the New Hartford Shopping Center proudly carries a wide selection of home medical equipment. Lift chairs to buy or rent, canes, crutches, walkers, powered scooters, braces, foot care products, and so much more. And if for some reason they don't carry the product you need, they'll custom order it at no extra charge. Mary and her experienced team are there to assist you Monday through Friday, 9 to 5, or call them 315-724-6767 and online at HNHMedicalNY.com. Home and Hospital Medical Supplies, we make life easier.
Cat Video fans, get ready for the event of the century. Cat Video Fest 2023, tomorrow at the Rome Capitol Theater. Kitten and cat displays in the lobby at 1:30 and at 2:30, local cat videos, followed by the main feature, Cat Video Fest 2023, featuring the best cat videos on the planet. Cat Video Fest tomorrow at the Rome Capitol Theater. Don't miss it.
Whether you're hauling equipment or livestock, Clinton Tractor has a lot full of name brand quality trailers like B-Wise, Brymar, and EB. Choose steel or aluminum frame trailers with carrying capacities from 500 pounds to 50 ton. Clinton Tractor, for quality trailers, parts, and service. Visit the Caledona family today at Clinton Tractor.
We are the leader in service, Clinton Tractor.
ClintonTractor.net.
Life happens, and at Mohawk Valley FCU, we are here to help you through life's ups and downs. It's not always easy. Life isn't perfect. That's why Mohawk Valley FCU goes above and beyond for their members. With higher interest accounts, superior service, easy loan approvals, and so much more. With locations on River Road in Marcy, in the State Office Building in Utica, and with mobile banking, you'll receive the best service no matter where you are. Mohawk Valley FCU now welcomes all Town of New Hartford employees. Member-focused, member-driven. Visit MohawkValleyFCU.org.
WIBX 950 and 106.9 FM. This is Keeler.
All right, we are back. First news, Keeler in the morning on WIBX. We're joined by Oneida County Executive Anthony Picenti, who unveiled a $529 million budget proposal yesterday. For the 11th consecutive year, it includes no increase in property taxes. We're highlighting various issues contained within that budget proposal. We'll go to Bob on the line now from I don't know where Bob is from. Doesn't matter. He's got a question on farming, though. Go ahead, Bob.
I'm actually from Rome, and we used to have a lot of dairy farmers around here, and we also have the mucklands, which should be used more. We've got the things, but we're not using them, Mr. Vicente. But I know everything costs more to buy. But it seems like more people are drinking beer than they're drinking milk, I guess. I just wish that we could do something with some of the richness of the land of this county than is being afforded now.
So,
And,
Bob, what's
we
your question is how I guess your question is what? That how can we take advantage of some of the farmland here in Oneida County more?
Would make it easier for farming to exist than be too expensive and be taken over by larger farms. Not to say that the things are that larger farms aren't coming to New York State. Nobody's coming to New York State. I'm not saying anything about that, but Oneida County is so rich we could make it a little more famous for growing things here. And I'm glad you're successful with your Saturday mornings and the train station. I wish we could have more everyday kind of things to show how much Oneida County is growing.
Go ahead, Tony.
All right, Bob, thank you for the question.
So, that's a great question, or it's a great statement, I guess, in terms of, and I mentioned agriculture because we continue to invest in it. There are challenges that are really on the federal level with milk prices and all of that. And, we've been trying to get, the schools haven't, it used to be milk was the only thing in schools.
Yeah.
It's not that way anymore. And there are other things that, that are factors in. Bob's point is we still have numerous dairy farms here. We still have, agriculture is still and remains the number one industry, not just in the state, but really in this county based on the number of working farms that we have in play here and going on. But there are challenges. And there are a lot of other factors that, farmers are taking advantage of, and some are, some aren't, some are dealing with them and in terms of using their land. That's why we updated and continue to look at the Farmland Protection Plan to see how we can, as a county, invest, but also, protect, the valuable farmland that's out there. So it's a big part of my administration. We've tried to do some things on dairy sustainability and others. But, some of these things are out of our immediate control, but, we're invested in it. And that's the other reason why, no property tax increase. You think about a farm. Acres and acres of a farm. There's not services provided there.
Right.
It's not like your home. And I don't want to. I'm not trying to make an unfair comparison. But in your home, you have other services. The roads are plowed. Things. Water, sewer, all of the other pieces that go along, public safety, et cetera. If you have massive farmland, that's all you're paying for, and so that's why trying to keep property taxes as low as they can and without raising them helps our farmers because I've had farmers tell me raise the property tax 10%, but don't raise our taxes, don't raise lower our property taxes or keep them at zero. That's another factor in terms of when you look at farming. Those are the issues that everybody deals with.
And to Bob's point, there's a lot of factors that go into a farm, what a farmer has to deal with, inflation, fuel prices, things like that.
And I do think, he mentioned the public market. I do think that's, and there are numerous farmers markets and public markets around the county, whether they're in Clinton and Whitesboro and Utica, in Rome and at Union Station. So, I think the communities as a whole have embraced and are really, expanding the showcase of growth of products of farming products and other pieces that have been made through their harvesting of different things. So I do think that has been expanded, and I'm proud that we were able to expand it in my administration.
Mm-hmm. The Utica Clinic, you'd like to move the Utica Clinic to the county office building. What is that for those who don't know, and why is that a good thing?
Well, the health clinic for for people that don't know, really, I mean, it's kind of interesting because the health clinic itself, the building has been, and it's been the Oneida County Health Clinic building on Elizabeth Street forever. I had an uncle that worked there many, many years ago, but I mean, it is an older building. And the issues of that clinic and the services that clinic used to provide has changed dramatically because of just changes in healthcare, emergency rooms, urgent care, well nows, different facilities that deal with a variety of issues. Yet we still are required to provide a health clinic for our residents for immunizations and other services for those, low income or just anybody, but it's really anybody. We still do flu shots. We still do, immunizations for schools and other pieces. But we don't need the facility that we did. About 3 or 4 years ago, we looked at renovating and bringing that space, because it's an old building, into a better, I don't want to say compliance. It was in compliance, but into better, better flow and better situation. And then we looked at it and said, why are we, and why not just, it's compacted now. We don't need that big space.
Yeah.
Let's
to your
put
point
it,
now,
let's put it where people come.
Yeah, and
your people come to the county building.
And to your point now, it's with the advent of all these other places.
Sure.
You don't need all that space.
No, we don't. But we still need a service, and we still will provide that service. It's important that we continue to do that, but we can do that at a less, in an area too where where we have a flow of people, where people come every day.
Yeah.
To the county building. We do similar. We have a little smaller clinic in Rome, in the Rome Social Services office on George and Liberty, and obviously people go there for other services. They go there for health. It's the same as the county building. So, plus it takes us out of that building. We can see what we can do. I mean, because carrying another building is carrying more costs. So it'll
why
save
not
us
get it on the
money, too.
tax rolls?
Well, yeah, we'll see what's out there.
A couple of things, if we can quick hit here. 9/11 merger. Any update on that?
No, just continue to look at working through numbers and details with Herkimer County. That, like I said, that's going to take a little while, but hopefully, I think seeing what everybody's dealing with, that could be a positive into 24.
You're still hiring, right? The 911 call center.
We are.
You
We need people. We need people all across the board. So
I'll ask this question. Britt in Utica, this wasn't specific to you. She asked if we knew. I thought you might know. She said, do you guys happen to know what these newly added things are on the arterial? When you get on or off in North Utica, there are black boxes on the signs. There's also one on the exit sign from 790 to 12S. You know what that is?
I haven't seen. I travel there all the time.
I travel there. I haven't.
Black.
noticed
I'll
it.
have to look when I
on
go home.
the sign. And if anybody knows, send us a message via the app
solar.
or call.
They're not solar panels on the signs, are they?
Could be.
Are they? I don't know.
They're watching you.
No, I have seen some. I have seen some signs with the solar panels on them.
Right, but I don't know.
I wonder if
that's a different one.
That's what she's referring to.
know.
If anybody knows, give us a call. What did I had? One more for you. 9/11. The thing with Britt.
No Lance today, huh?
No Lance. Yeah, no Lance here.
Trust me, you'll be relieved.
I had to get that in. I
Yeah,
don't want
yeah,
him to
of course.
think I forget him.
I mentioned this. I went to go pay my tax bill last week, and I was under the weather and everything. So I went, and I had an oversized pair of jeans on. I had my belt on. I go, and I understand. I wasn't trying to give the deputy a hard time, but I go through the metal detector, and it goes off. And he goes, "What, do you got a belt on?" I said, "Yeah." And he goes, "You're gonna have to take it off." I said, "Are you kidding me?" I couldn't believe it.
Yes.
I've never had that happen before. And I wasn't trying to give him a hard time. I just hadn't had that happen. And he said, we got people come in who they tuck knives in between the belt and their pants.
Right.
And
so they're actively catching people trying to go in there?
We have had, since we started wanding, because we have been, we are, long story short, we're renovating, the county office building. If you've been there, one side is closed now. We finished the other side earlier this year on the Charlotte Street side, so that's the open side. Park Ave is closed until we redo it, and part of the redo is, a center point of access, one point of access with magnetometers and the like. we started wanding and then put magnetometers in and have been doing this. And we were a little behind because we had so many entrances to that building that we're trying to fix that. And that's what this is all about. But you'd be amazed at the things that people carry in their pockets, and whether, they're and weapons of big knives, small knives, kitchen knives, hatchets, cleavers, all different stuff. So the belt thing, and if you've gone, I go to Herkimer County for meetings periodically, and then go in through theirs, and they just say, everything out of your pockets, watch, belt, everything off. I mean, it's what
truly
is
better
being
safe
done
than sorry.
It's what's being done at buildings, and so we'll see what happens at that time. But that is an issue. I mean, unfortunately,
It's
that we're
unfortunate.
dealing with.
And the deputy said, he goes, "It's the world we live in." And again, I wasn't trying. I just hadn't had to do that previously. It just caught me off
It
guard.
is, and
then I hope the lady behind me, she almost got mooned. So I don't know.
That would have been the real horror right there.
Well, that we can arrest you for.
Yeah, exactly.
Along with the weapons.
County Executive, thank you so much. Appreciate your time, and I will continue to talk about the budget as the legislature mulls it over.
My pleasure.
Appreciate
great
that.
to have you. Have a great weekend. Hopefully, it stay a little dry. It seems like it's going to be a little wet out there.
Yeah, we've
I
been
think we're
spoiled,
changing.
so.
There's a turn.
It was a great week.
Yeah,
it really was. It really was. It's 8:49. A quick timeout. We'll come back for our final segment here on WIBX.
Stop into Mattress Express in Oneida in the Glenwood Plaza by the movie theater. Simply complete a comfort test and get a $25 prepaid Visa card. Names like the Number Bed, Purple, Puffy, Tempur-Pedic, Stearns & Foster, and more. Hurry, this is a limited time offer.
Identity theft shows no signs of slowing down. In fact, more than $29 billion were stolen last year alone. That's a criminal success story and a wake-up call for everyone else. It can be dangerously easy to steal your identity. LifeLock makes it easy to help protect yourself if you become a victim. A dedicated U.S.-based restoration specialist will work to fix it. Join now and save up to 25% your first year with my name, Clay, as your promo code at LifeLock.com, promo code Clay.
Hi, I'm Martha Stewart. Every year, more than 4 million pets enter shelters here in the United States. My friends at American Humane have been helping animals since 1877. The goal is to ensure that pets have a safe shelter, especially during natural disasters. Adopting a shelter pet allows shelters to help more animals awaiting care. Please consider adopting today and take some time to learn more about American Humane's other work at americanhumane.org.
A lot of Cannoli's energy started to bounce back.
She has a lot of puppy moments, and she'll be 14 this summer.
What did these dog parents do for their dogs? They switched to Nature's Blend, a premium freeze-dried raw dog food made by Dr. Marty Goldstein, a veterinarian Forbes magazine called the Miracle Worker. It's the easiest way to support your dog's easy digestion, nourished skin, playful energy, and most importantly, their healthy, full life.
I'm so confident your dog will love it. Your order is backed with a 90-day guarantee.
Save up to 54% off Nature's Blend and get a free full-size bag of Tilly's Treasures dog treats. They're best-selling beef liver dog treats while supplies last. Go to drmartypets.com/deal or text DEAL to 511-511. Go to drmartypets.com/deal or shop in over 2,000 stores nationwide. Use the store locator to find the store closest to you. All pets are unique. Your pet's results can and will vary. Message and data rates may apply. Studies available upon request.
Did you know you can get your prescriptions for less at your local pharmacy? You can with GoodRx. It's the free app that can save you money on your medications. Just search for your prescription, choose the pharmacy and the price that works best for you, and then show your GoodRx coupon to your pharmacist at the drop-off counter. GoodRx works at over 70,000 pharmacies, including Walmart, Rite Aid, and Walgreens, and it works whether you have insurance or not. It's easy to save. Next time you drop off your prescription, check GoodRx. To start saving today, go to GoodRx.com. GoodRx is not insurance.
Cashback is not available on gas in New Jersey and Wisconsin.
Billy, your gas light's on. We need to stop and fill up.
No way, Jen. Gas around here is too expensive. We can make it a little further.
Billy, listen to your big sister. You don't need to drive all over searching for the lowest gas prices. Do what I do and use Upside.
Upside?
Do you live under a rock, Billy? Upside is the hottest cashback app out there. It's free to download, and you get real cash back for every gallon of gas you buy. I use it all the time, and I've already made around $200.
You can make that kind of cash back just for buying the gas you have to buy anyway?
Yes, I'm looking at the Upside app now. now, and there's a gas station at the next exit offering 25 cents per gallon cash back.
Okay, I'm stopping to download Upside and fill up my tank. Download the free Upside app now to earn cash back every time you buy gas. Use promo code SIMPLE to get an extra 25 cents per gallon on your first tank. You can cash out anytime right to your bank, to PayPal, or a gift card for Amazon and other brands. Just download the free Upside app and use promo code SIMPLE for a 25 cents per gallon bonus on your first tank. That's code SIMPLE for a 25 cents per gallon bonus.
You took the first step and quit smoking, but even former smokers may still be at risk for lung cancer. That's why SaveByTheScan.org wants you to know about a new low-dose CT scan that can detect lung cancer early. It takes only 60 seconds and could save your life. You took the first step, now take the next. Visit SaveByTheScan.org for a simple quiz to see if you're eligible and talk to your doctor about screening. SaveByTheScan.org is brought to you by the American Lung Association's Lung Force Initiative and the Ad Council.
At Mike Carl's, we've cleaned out our warehouses to make room for new arrivals. You save big. 50% off high-end mattresses, plus same-day delivery. Mike Carl's in the backside of the New Hartford Shopping Center.
WIBX 950 and 106.9 FM. This is Keeler.
All right, we are back here. Just a few minutes left in the program. A very busy week. Obviously, Bill was not with us for part of the week. I want to say thanks to Andrew and for Joe for helping me fill in here
My pleasure.
this week. 5835 is my out. We did get a question here for the county executive, although it was unrelated to really
budget.
county stuff. Yeah, he says, Sir says, does Pacenti, I think that's Sue, does Pacenti know when the arterial construction will be completed? We asked him on his way out. He was not positive when that was going to be completed. But yeah, obviously it's made travel along the arterial a bit slower, but obviously they're doing much needed work. So.
I've been very careful to not even like going under 45 there because I don't want to get a nice little thing in the mail that says you got a fine.
Keep in mind, they just did one. New Hartford Police did one. I think Sunday, Monday, or Tuesday. One day they did one, the Operation Hard Hat, where they go out with the construction crews and they got the speed guns and everything, and they're looking for distracted drivers. I don't remember the exact number of people they got, but keep in mind, folks, it's double points, double fine. Mm-hmm. When you go through a construction zone, slow down and pay attention.
And you'll get
double points, double fine.
And a license registration suspension or some sort of suspension if you do it twice?
I don't know the details on that, but I know it's double. And,
don't do it.
They make you pay for it. I wanted to mention this as well. This from the Sheriff's Office. According to Oneida County Sheriff Rob Mayshiel, there is a police presence on Walker Road in the town of Camden. The call is medical in nature. No further details will be released. But if you live out that way and we're wondering what was going on, it's a medical call. Go ahead,
The
Smitty.
New Hartford Police Department did it on Seneca Turnpike. And
Seneca Turnpike, yep.
Here's the breakdown real quick. 16 cell phone and mobile electronics, 16 of them. 2 restraint violations, 1 speed violation, and 1 suspended registration.
Okay.
So speeding?
Yeah.
How many?
Only one.
Oh, that's good. That's good. Yeah, you got to slow down. Slow down, pay attention.
So one thing too, we got another exciting week 5 of football coming up. Do you guys ever speak with Brandon Lang anymore? Whatever happened to him?
No,
Did he fall off the face of the planet?
You gave
if we could find him, there'll be one person that'd be calling in every Friday. You know who that is.
I know.
Kathy.
Yes. How's Michigan State? So
well, they're dealing with a lot this year.
Yeah.
The firing of their head coach.
You gave me the number that you had for Brandon Lang, and this was probably a year ago. And I reached out, and some guy answered the phone, and I go, hey, this is Jeff from WIBX Keeler Show in Utica, New York, looking for Brandon Lang. And he goes, who? And I repeated myself, and he goes, there's nobody by that name here. And I go, Brandon Lang, the guy they made the movie about. He does all the pics. He runs the website. And the guy had no idea who I was talking about. And it was like a Vegas number. It was the number you gave me. And the guy had never heard of Brandon Lang, didn't know who he was. And I could tell on the phone it wasn't Brandon.
I don't have access to my access to my old email when I left the station, so I don't have his contact information. But I think he also went through a rep, so I think you got to definitely try to get him back. I'll see what I can do to help you out.
Well, we
with
have
that.
Scott in Kirkville.
We have Scott in Kirkville.
Scott in
Maybe we
Kirkville's
can reach out to Stephanie. She may know how to get in touch with him. Remember our old producer?
Oh, yeah. Well, maybe you can. what was I going to mention here? Let me give you the Keeler cash code now because we ran a little bit behind. Before I do that, I wanted to remind everybody. Now, this is the third time this week we've been dealing with. We had the abduction Saturday in the Capital Region. We have a missing teen in Herkimer County, 16-year-old possible runaway. And then we have a Marcy woman who's 24, left her house on Tuesday at noon.
Are we sure that's not Fiore is the pronunciation of the last name? I've seen it. I know a lot of people.
Fiore.
I think, yeah.
Left her house Tuesday at noon, left cell phone behind, left in her vehicle, and she hasn't been to, she must have been taking some college program. She hadn't been to school. She hasn't been to work. She hasn't talked to family or friends since Tuesday. So you can find her photo and a photo of her vehicle as well on our website at WIBX950.com. Anyone with information has to contact the Oneida County Sheriff's Office. I just missed my mark there.
That's all right. 5935.
The Keeler cash code this hour for 9 o'clock. Your 9 o'clock Keeler cash code is 564. 564. Enter that. You have a chance to win $100 each hour from Keeler in the morning, and then we'll have a $30,000 drawing coming up later this month. Again, 564 is the code for the 9 a.m. hour. What else? We'll have the Buffalo Bills game on Saturday morning. On the radio. Sunday morning on the radio. I'm sorry. It's been a long week, man.
Yeah,
You'll have my Packers on Monday Night Football.
We will.
Against the Raiders.
Tomorrow, 3:30 on ESPN against North Carolina.
And we will not have that game, but go Cuse. All right, it is 8:59. We hope everybody has a great and safe weekend. We are out of time.
Good sitting with you, buddy.
It was good sitting with you as always, dude.
Miss you, Andrew.
We should do it sometime when we're not on the air. Can we hang out again at some point?
Please.
Have a great weekend, everyone.
Stop into Mattress Express in New Hartford on Commercial Drive next to Pet Supplies. Plus, simply do a comfort test on our mattresses and get a $25 prepaid Visa card. Names like the Number Bed by Instant Comfort, Tempur-Pedic, Purple, Sealy, and more. Hurry, this is a limited time offer.
From the Stanley Theater Studio, WIBX 950 Utica, Rome, W295DI Utica, Rome, your news, talk, and sports leader, a Town Square media station.
A lot of Americans were hired last month. I'm Dave Anthony, Fox News. A lot more than anticipated.
The job market was much stronger than expected in September. There were 336,000 positions created, about twice the number economists were predicting. The unemployment rate remained the same at 3.8%. Revisions to July and August now show 119,000 more jobs created than previously reported.
That's Fox's Jenny Casola. All that hiring could lead to more selling on Wall Street.